Good evening, everyone. We're just getting set up here. Just have to share the link to social media and stuff, and then we'll get going. It's gonna also let some people show up. Hope everyone's having an excellent evening. Please let me know how volume levels sound. We're actually playing a retro game today rather than the usual Super Mario 35, so the volume levels might be a little bit different. So please let me know in the chat what you think, and I will adjust accordingly. Oh, hello everybody in the chat. Wow. Sorry, I was sharing the link and then it's like, whoa, people are chatting. Hello, Mario. Sup indeed. Never thought someone would come to my stream? Oh, no, not that I never thought people would come, but I mean, I'm always happy to see everyone. Always happy that with, like, you know, the bajillions of videos on YouTube, people want to watch my stuff, so I really appreciate that. Thank you. The Green Lightning, I mean, you must be in a different time zone. There's who goes to bed at 8:40 p.m. No, people work different times and all different things, and of course there's time zones. Sorry to interrupt your sleep schedule there. Hello, Alexander, welcome. Okay, Mario, we shall turn it down a little. Thank you. It's the kind of information I want. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. How does that sound now? Hello, Shane, welcome. Oh, so you're watching 2 streams at once. Interesting. Again, just going to share the link around a couple more times, and we will get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. Hope you're doing well. The preview's kind of like spoiling the whole game, but whatever, hopefully we'll have fun. I'm probably not going to be as good as the preview, so enjoy it now while it lasts. Oh, you're a morning person, interesting. It's the complete opposite of me. I'm very much a night person. What's the volume number? Well, I just turned it down quite significantly on the capture device. Is it too loud now? Is the background music still too loud compared to how I'm talking right now? 'Cause I turned it down quite a bit. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Alright, that should be good. Yeah, I just listened to it myself, and I think we're pretty much ready to go. So let me just get my controller here. You can hear probably the squeaky couch that I always use in my videos. And yes, so we're going to be playing some Game & Watch Gallery 1 and 2 tonight. And the reason it's, the stream includes both games is because there's not really too many Game & Watch games on Game & Watch Gallery 2. It's actually 10 games, I think, between the two. 4 on this one, and 2 on Game & Watch Gallery, 4 games on Game & Watch Gallery 1, and 6 games on Game & Watch Gallery 2. So that should be a good number of games, I think, to look at tonight. And then Game & Watch Gallery 3 and 4 each have like 10 plus games. So those will be good for looking at, I think, each on their own night. Okay, so now I think we set everything up. Yeah, we can adjust the volume throughout the thing. Again, I don't stream too many retro. I do want to stream more retro games, but we're definitely going to start doing that soon. So I really only have everything set up perfectly for HD streaming at this point. But okay, right after I take this drink, we're going to begin. So yes, I hope everybody is enjoying Game & Watch month up to this point. This is the first Game & Watch Gallery game, and they were all Game Boy games, the fourth one being a Game Boy Advance game, which takes the Game & Watch games and kind of compiles them into a collection, which is just super cool. We are playing this one on the Super Game Boy because the first Game & Watch Gallery actually has some Super Game Boy exclusive features, which are kind of cool, including nice borders when you play the classic versions of the games, which look like their original Game & Watches. Also, I think I have to change my controls here, because I definitely want Y to be B. Okay, no, it's already set up like that? No, that's how we want it. Oh, and I pressed start, which actually worked for this game. So we're gonna... No, that's not what I meant to do. I'm getting all of my controls picked up. Okay, so B is actually that. So yeah, B is A now. And Y is B. So here are the 4 games that are featured on the original Game & Watch Gallery. We have Manhole, Fire, Octopus, and Oil Panic. Are both the original version and the widescreen version throughout our month of Game & Watch so far, which has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Shane M. Happy you're enjoying it. And thank you, Alexander. Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that people are enjoying that. Am I a Final Fantasy fan? I can't say I'm really played too much of the series. No, it's just kind of overwhelming. I didn't grow up with it, and then to like get into it now, it's like, you know, where do you even begin? So we're gonna go through these games one by one, and the way that the Game & Watch Gallery games work is that they have a modern mode and a classic mode, and the classic mode is meant to pretty much replicate as well as they could on the Game Boy how the game looked and played on their original Game & Watches, while the modern modes add in things like music and more up-to-date graphics, and usually include Mario characters in place of where Mr. Game & Watch or whatever other character might have been in the Game & Watch was. So for one of the only 3 gold Game & Watches that people who watched my series will know that there were, you know, gold Game & Watches came after the Silver series, as only the second series ever released. It's pretty old, and again, this is the modern interpretation of it. So the point of Manhole is that you have these manholes around these bridges, and you have to prop them up so that when the people walk over them, you know, they don't fall into the water. They actually differ a little bit from the classic versions. In this case, you don't actually have to be on it, it doesn't look like. Like, they can walk over it, and then it falls, and you kind of just have to fix it. Meanwhile, I believe in the classic version, you actually have to be there. Otherwise, they will fall in. Now, so yeah, this is what you can kind of expect. Unfortunately, Manhole is not one that we've looked at so far, and looking at next is, though. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of got to keep fixing that up. And as I'm sure many people have been watching Game & Watch Month will know, things pretty, start out pretty easy. They're going to pick up the pace quite soon. We're going to see how well we can do. In the Game & Watch Gallery games, the way it kind of tracks your progress is by giving you stars for every 200 points that you receive. And every game includes an easy mode and a hard mode, so you can get up to 5 stars in each game, one at 200, 400, 600, 800, and 1000 points. And usually you unlock things by, gathering more stars, just as you would in any Mario game, getting more stars. We gotta fix those. And yeah, so this can get pretty fast paced, so we're gonna have to keep our eyes peeled here. Yeah, see, that toad back there, he would have fallen in if I hadn't immediately propped that back up. Now this is another one. I'm going to have to definitely try my best to juggle the chat. I'm happy, Alexandra. I'm happy that, you know, I can share Game & Watches with others and that people can become fans of them too by seeing the different ones that I introduce. I really appreciate that. But that's definitely the plan. You know, I think that Game & Watches are just so cool and they're really underappreciated. You definitely don't see too many people talking about them. But this opportunity now where, you know, there's actually a new Game & Watch coming out, I think it's a great chance to talk about Game & Watch games. So again, happy that people are enjoying Game & Watch month, and I hope, you know, everyone keeps enjoying it. Alright, so we're almost up to 100 points here. So the way Game & Watches usually work is that things pick up the speed pretty fast. I almost fell in there. Like, ugh. Oh no! So, wow, there's actually a little bit of leniency there. Ugh. See that? That's great. Oh, that was really good. Well, we're only at 100 yet. We actually haven't even earned a star yet, and things are already getting pretty tricky. Thankfully, it gives you some leniency, though. Is there an expert mode? Yes, so if you can collect 1,000 points in any mode, as usually I do it in easy mode, is, you know, typically be the easiest place to get 1,000 points, then you can actually play a super hard mode, which wouldn't be something that's normally included along with Game & Watch games. Usually there was a Game A and a Game B, where again, if you've been watching my Game & Watch month, you would know that Game A is typically simpler, where Game B usually ramps up the difficulty a bit right from the beginning. But yeah, if you can get 1,000 points in the game in Game & Watch Gallery, you unlock an extra hard mode, which is something that wouldn't be in, you know, the normal Game & Watch, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm already getting worn out, and we're not even at 200 points yet, so no stars yet. We're gonna try and unlock as many stars as we can in the various games tonight, and, you know, see how we can do. It's really weird. Again, we're playing this one on the Super Game Boy because it has some Super Game Boy features, including the borders. But when you're not playing one of the classic versions, for some reason the border is just like Yoshi's Island themed. Not sure how they thought that was appropriate. Alright, so this is going to be a little tricky. Oh, nice, okay. Really, it speeds up gradually until you get to a multiple of 100, and then it slows down a little bit again, so, you know, it's gotta get like 10 more. You can really, even the music's speeding up, so yeah, you can tell things are getting serious. And there we go, we got the 200, and if we had a miss, so like if we had lost a life, usually at 200 is where you will get it back. In the modern modes, you usually get lives back at like 200, 500, and 700. But wow, we actually made it all the way there without any issues. So that's worth 1 star. And I don't think that Game & Watch Gallery like keeps your score. Say if I were to press start and to quit now, I think it would still say that our high score was 0. Well, I should mention that I was testing this out on the Super Game Boy and stuff, getting it ready for streaming it, and my Game & Watch Gallery game had one of those glitches that, you know, Game Boy games are just so prone to, I think, glitching when you turn them on and stuff. And when they do, in my experience, the next time you turn it on, don't expect your save data to be there. And that was very much the case when I turned it on. So I lost my Game & Watch Gallery 1 save data, which wasn't anything really all that special. I didn't grow up with Game & Watch Gallery 1. I actually got it quite after the fact, where Game & Watch Gallery 2 was my first gallery game, as a friend had it. And I'm like, wow, that's really cool. And then I went out and bought it. But before that, I didn't know that Game & Watch Gallery existed. So I never actually had the first one when I was a kid. Came out in 1997 though, which is pretty crazy to think. The Game Boy came out in 1989, and they were still making games for it like many years after. I think it still had games until like 2003. So the original Game Boy had a really awesome lifespan. Oh no! Okay, well, there's our first mistake. Now can we make it to 500 without another mistake? And you'll get all our lives back. Everyone's just on the bottom, wow. Alright, so up to 300 again. So Mario appears now, who's like super fast. I'm gonna press start here and read the comments for a second. I just realized I cannot multitask, but at least unlike Mario 35, I can pause for a second and take a breather. Yeah, so yeah, there is an expert mode for hitting 1,000 points. What's the highest possible score? Probably 9,999, but I don't think you'll find many people who have probably made it that high. They should release all these games on the Switch. They really just need to make like one epic, you know, Game & Watch Gallery game, and put pretty much all of them into one bundle. That would be awesome. Yes, so if you turn the game off, like while the game is paused, you turn it off, the next time you turn it on, it will ask you if you want to continue from where you turn the game off. So it kind of acts like a suspended save, which is pretty cool. I always like games that have a feature like that, because sometimes you just kind of, you know, gotta do something else while you're in the middle of your game. So an ability like that to just turn it off and come back to where you left is really welcome, especially in a game like Game & Watch Gallery, where if you got a really rockin' score going, you don't want anything kind of getting in the way of that. I think that this was the only Game & Watch Gallery game that Manhole was available on. Some other games came back, and like future ones like Game & Watch Gallery. But I don't think that Manhole ever came back, which is a shame, because I really like Manhole. Alright, almost at 400 for another star. Nice. And if we can get to 500 again, we'll have that miss removed, which is really cool. And there comes Mario's again. So we'll definitely be checking out the classic version after this too. So you'll see the big difference that exists between the modern and the classic editions. But I just think that the modern editions are so cool. Whoa! Man, there is some really nice leniency though. Like, it's not on that gap. They're gone. You know, they actually give you a second to catch them, which is really nice. Wow. It's definitely saved my bacon a couple times here. Alright, come on, just a couple more! There's the heart. And there you go, our miss was removed. So we're halfway there to 1,000 now, with no misses. That's pretty neat. Ooh, okay. But, you know, it doesn't get any easier, so we can't let our guard down. Of course, the faster it goes, though, like, the faster you build up points, slow in the beginning. But, you know, and then suddenly in the amount that it took you to get 100 points, you know, you can, or rather, like, 10 points, you can get, like, 50. Because the pace is just so higher. Oh, there's like 600. Like how fast did we go from 500 to 600? And then I think how every once in a while Mario just comes and like messes things up. Oh no! I tried. Okay, so is there another extra life at 700? That's what we're going to discover. Let's try and get it, you know, at least another star or two. Wow, if you don't hold it for a second, he really doesn't, you know, lift it up. And that can really be, you know, throw you off. Oh. Oh. Oh my gosh. Just too fast. No. Alright, here comes another heart. Yeah, alright. Oh. Okay. So we got 3 stars, almost at 800 for a 4th star. Wait, what? I thought I saved that guy. Alright, come on, let's get to at least 800. You gotta get at least 4 stars out of this. It sucks, though, when you get so close to, like, getting all of them, and then you lose at the end, and it's like, well, I guess I gotta replay everything now. Alright, we're definitely getting 800 here. Uh-oh, I spoke way too soon. I spoke way too soon about that. Come on, we can't lose before 800. We gotta at least get to 800. No! Like, how do you deal with all that so quickly? Okay, well, I ate my words, which is a thing that usually happens on this channel, as I'm sure everyone who, you know, watches my channel would know. Darn it! Ugh. So I'm just reading the comments here for a second. The Green Lightning, 7 years, about to learn Japanese? Yeah, it's something that you kind of just pick up and, you know, you got to keep running with it. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you keep with it, you know what it's going to take to get you to a level where you're, you know, much trouble. Oh man, that was so close. That was unfortunate. So gallery corner is now open. You can open the star panels, but not those with a question mark. So yeah, so here's the gallery. And what happens in the gallery side, which I guess, you know, Game & Watch gallery, is that you can look here and it gives you an demonstration of games that are not playable in Game & Watch gallery, but rather, you know, it just kind of introduces you to them. So it's kind of like a teaser. Ball would be featured in Game & Watch gallery 2 though, which we'll probably get to tonight. And I guess we'll see how long this goes for. It's already been almost half an hour, and we've only played like one modern mode. And of course, Ball is number 1 because it's the very first Game & Watch gallery game ever released, and you'll unlock more of these as you get more stars and such. And yeah, wow, at 793 really hurts. So if we press left now, you can see we got 3 stars in the modern mode. It's unfortunate we couldn't get more than that. And now we're going to look at the classic mode. So it's a big contrast to what we just did. I'm going to do anything Halloween this month. I have a video that's not made yet that I've had on my mind that I want to make for Halloween. So we'll see if I get on that, if I have the time this week to make that. Because Halloween's Sunday, I think? Or is it Saturday? So we'll see if I can get that made. I think it'd be pretty funny. So here's the modern, or rather the classic mode. Also easy mode. And it's basic compared to what we just experienced. But since we're playing on the Super Game Boy, it does have that, you know, background. It changed it so that it kind of looks like what the original manhole Game & Watch looked like, with the, you know, the metallic border around the screen and such. And yeah, I just think that's really neat that the Super Game Boy has that functionality. This is the only Game & Watch gallery game that we're going to be playing on the Super Game Boy, because the other ones, starting with 2, have Game Boy Color functionality. So they'll be in full color even if they're not played on the Game Boy, the Super Game Boy. But here you can actually see that, you know, there's some nice color that you wouldn't be getting if you just played it on the Game Boy Player, because the Game Boy Player does not have those Super Game Boy features built into it. Would have been cool if they kept that. But nope, we're actually on the Super Nintendo right now playing this. And yes, so this is a lot more basic than what we just saw with the modern version. No music, which was always kind of a bummer, because, you know, I feel like when you play a video game, you want to have some music, especially since it's just so good. Game & Watch games have, or rather, Game & Watch gallery games, the modern modes, usually just have such good music. So to not have that in the classic modes is really a shame. It would have been nice if there was a feature to turn it on or something like that, even though, you know, it's not obviously music that was in the original when it was released. You know, this one being like 1981. Still, it would have been great if you had the option to listen to the modern music while playing the classic mode. So the second that they step on that manhole, you can move it away, and you don't have to worry about them falling in. So like the second it registers that you had that manhole under them, it's like, all right, don't have to hold it under you anymore. So that's important to remember, because if you think that you have to hold it like the whole time that they're on top of it, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. You can also press the A and B, or rather, oh shoot, I was too busy trying to explain something. You can also press the A button to flip diagonally, so that you don't always have to do like, you know, up down kind of thing. Now, I let them fall in. So yeah, I mean, and it's funny because it's just so much easier to play these games when you have the nice fluid movement of the modern modes, where you always kind of have to be paying attention in the classic modes. All right, so whose movement is just like slightly ahead of the other person's in terms of which cell is lit up or not. If I can, we should... Oh, I was on my way to move down there. Although, again, I should have just pressed the A button. We should play Game Boy Gallery. Now, I have Game Boy Gallery in the box, which is actually kind of funny. Which is what the Game & Watch Gallery games were called over in Europe. Is there a significant difference, though, between Game Boy Gallery and Game & Watch Gallery? Your work is letting you dress up on Halloween for Saturday. That's awesome. Have fun. But YS Bunny, Yeast Bunny. Hello, welcome. Yeah, gallery games. And yeah, you can play all of the museum games if you get like a ton of stars in that game, which is pretty cool. So we're going to move on to Fire now. And Fire is a Game & Watch that everyone who's been keeping up with my Game & Watch month should know well. Hello, Silverwolf Lee. Welcome. Hope you're doing well today. But yeah, Fire is probably one of the most iconic, I think, Game & Watch games. Where you have people jumping out of a burning building. In this case, in the modern mode, looks like Peach's castle is on fire. She baked the cake in Paper Mario for way too long. And now it's on fire. So all the toads are jumping out and you have to use the sheet to kind of bounce them into the mushroom car without letting them hit the ground. So you can use the left and right buttons, obviously, to control Mario and Luigi. You can also use A and B as replacements for the game, the left and right buttons. Because the normal Game & Watch, anyone who's been keeping up with my, Game & Watch reviews would know that in Fire, you really don't have, like, a D-pad. It's just two buttons, the right side of the screen, will obviously move Mario and it's not Mario and Luigi in the Game & Watch, but the characters, some would say Mr. Game & Watch, to the left and right. So, I guess you can kind of, replicate that by using the buttons instead of the D-pad. Now, wait, you don't want the bomb to go into the cart? Okay, I've kind of completely forgotten about that. So what do you want to do with the bomb then? Just kind of drop it? Weird. Okay, that's a feature of the modern mode that I completely forgot about. Something that you definitely don't see in the original Game & Watch is, suddenly bombs that you can't deliver to the car. Alright, so yeah. No problem there. But yeah, the different characters kind of fall at different speeds, so Yoshi doesn't bounce as high as the Toads, for example, so that definitely throws a wrench into just how simple things could be. I'm actually using the B and A buttons to move backwards right now, or back and forth right now. It's kind of cool. Definitely does kind of replicate that original Game & Watch feel a little bit more. But once again, if we get to 200 points, we should be able to wipe out that miss. So let's see if we can do that. Oh, so we're getting all sorts of guys on screen at once right now. When we get to 100, I will pause for a second and we'll have a look at the comments. I see I have a whole bunch of comments over there that I haven't been able to check because this is getting hectic. Alright. Okay, that should be good. Hello, Paper Mario TTYD Fan 1. Let me... yes, now that you say that about Game Boy Gallery, it doesn't have modern versions. Okay, that's pretty funny. We might have to actually take a better look at that one night. If not tonight, we'll see how much time we have at the end here. Because we do plan on looking at both this and Gallery 2 tonight. See, if another Game & Watch Gallery game could be released like Ball, this is like the second time Nintendo's re-released Ball now. There was, of course, the Club Nintendo reward as well. I don't know. I think that they should just... It would have made a lot of sense if they released the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch game on the Super Mario Brothers 35th Anniversary Game & Watch. It would have taken a lot of effort because it's a much more complicated game than just, your typical Ball or something like that, but it would have been cool to see them put the effort into that. But yes. Hello, Croton. Yeah, so these are pretty much like remastered, I guess, Game & Watch games. I love the modern modes. As great as the original, if you ask anyone, they'll prefer to play the modern modes in Game & Watch Gallery over the original ones, which is just so understandable. You get those, the fluid movement, the nice graphics, the music. There's just so much to love about the modern Game & Watch games, I think. And of course, Game & Watch Gallery is great too, as it keeps your high scores and has all sorts of other cool features. They were just awesome games. I think it's such a shame that Nintendo doesn't really have anything like it anymore. Nintendo used to make so many cool side games. Like, you have your Brothers games and your normal Zelda games, but you could have spin-offs and such too. Or games like this that included Mario characters that weren't, like, you know, strictly a Mario. Or these days it feels like if Mario's in a game, it's either Mario Kart, a Mario sports game, or like a Mario platformer. And that's it. Don't expect to see Mario anywhere else. But yeah, of course, because we're playing this on the Game Boy, rather Super Game Boy, we have more color here than we would if you were just playing on the original Game Boy, which is really neat. But expect to see lots more color when we play the, you know, the version next time. Or rather, Game & Watch Gallery 2, because that game was specifically had some Game & Watch, or rather Game Boy Color features. So I got the star in there, I got the heart for a 1-up. We are back in good shape. Let's hope that we don't get, you know, just a couple points away from 800 this time and botch it. In Game & Watch Gallery 1, I don't know that there's really too many secrets that depend on like getting all the stars and such, unlike Game & Watch Gallery 2, where you can actually unlock a secret game in Game & Watch Gallery 2, which we'll see. But that became much more of a thing in later Game & Watch Gallery games, was unlocking completely new games by getting lots of stars. I feel like that wouldn't be a thing at all these days. It would be like DLC or something like that. This Game & Watch Gallery 3, for example, has 5 secret games that you unlock by building up stars. So that's like a whole, you know, other game that's just completely locked from the get-go. People these days hate unlocking things. People get Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and lose every character from the beginning, so I don't have to play the game. But then again, in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it's not like you really have to do all that much to unlock the characters. It's kind of just like, okay, play a bunch of versus battles and then go back in. So I can understand that it seems like more of a slog to unlock things in that game than others, but in Super Smash Bros. Melee, for example, like unlocking all the characters is just something I will always have such fond memories of. Where if it was just so easy to get them all from the get-go, or they were all, you know, DLC or something like that, those memories wouldn't exist, and that'd be pretty... Alright, it's gonna be inside this egg, another star. So what was the star? Was the star worth like a whole bunch of points, probably? Oh, and I can swear I pressed the button an extra time, but it didn't go over there. So now we'll never know what a star is worth. But just look at all this stuff here. So do I want the bomb to drop? Okay, I do. And the explosion doesn't do anything. No one cares if the bomb explodes outside the car. Makes some sense. It's funny how the misses at the top right, you know, you'll always remember that it was a Yoshi and a Toad whose legs you broke. This seems like a good time. I'm going to read some chat for a second. Hello, the real Sean W. Stewart. Yeah, these games are so much fun. Yes. Yeast Bunny. That's true, that you can also play Fire, except it's not worth stars, but yes. So, I mean, there's just so many games crammed into the Game & Watch Gallery games. I love it. We'll definitely be looking at Game & Watch Gallery 3 and going over all those sorts of things the next time I stream. It's so special. Like, one of my fondest video game memories is definitely the summer that I got all 180 Sonic Adventure 2 battle and unlocked the Green Hill level. Like, I will just never forget how much fun I had that summer. Knowing that, you know, obviously I was having fun getting all the emblems as well, and part of getting all the emblems means getting rank A on every single stage, but I was having a blast, and just knowing that at the end of all that, I was going to get to unlock this level that, like, no one I knew had ever played, and would sometimes even debate the existence of, because it's like, no, there's not going to be a Sonic 1 just for getting all the emblems and stuff, and then the summer that I just, you know, spent almost nothing but playing Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and I unlocked it, and I will always look back at that as some of the most fun I've ever had in games. So yeah, that was me messing up once again on, you know, Fire Modern mode, and we'll just check out the Classic mode, but we'll do Mode B this time, because we haven't, you know, it hasn't been hard enough yet. Yeah, Brawl has lots of unlockables, but, you know, that's awesome. Again, even myself, I don't think I've unlocked everything in Brawl, but it might be something fun to do someday. So I really like this interpretation of, like, of Fire, because we're playing it on the Super Game Boy. You get the really nice gold border with the, you know, the blue outline. I just think, and it looks so cool. And of course, there's a lot more color here than you would get if you were just playing it on an original Game Boy Black and White, because there was no color support for the original Game & Watch Gallery. The only way it has any color is if you play it on the Super Game Boy. And this, of course, is also the not the new widescreen, but rather the widescreen remake of Fire, where anyone who watched my very first Game & Watch review this month will see the very original Fire, which was a, silver model, and it is just so basic. There's no color or at all to that Game & Watch game. But the widescreen one looks really nice. And the characters here all look a lot like Mr. Game & Watch, especially the guys jumping out of the building have really Mr. Game & Watch-like features. Again, though, it'd be so cool if you had the option to have the music play while you do this mode, too. Because I think there's an option to turn music off for modern mode, so it would have been really cool if there was an option to turn music on for classic mode. I went over there and tried to get him fast enough, but I guess I missed. And see, now, it's funny, even though it's, the Game Boy, which should be smoother technically, you still have to deal with the flickering characters, which, when you just glance at one for a second, it's really hard to tell, are you moving up, are you moving down, how high are you bouncing? It just takes getting used to, really. You gotta be ready for those people who jump off the balcony. Nice. Just let me see what comments we got, so I have some stuff to Hello, Z80. Thank you. Yes, we're live. Welcome. And yes, Yeast Bunny. That is so true, and that was something I actually wanted to talk about tonight, so thank you so much for reminding me about it, is that there was an original plan for Game & Watch games to be re-released on the e-reader, and every e-reader released in North America actually included a pack of just kind of like random sample e-reader cards, and one of them, which was Manhole, which we've actually already played tonight, and yeah, so you would swipe that card into your e-reader and you could play that Game & Watch game. And there was plans to release a whole bunch more of those, probably mainly of widescreen models and of gold and silver Game & Watches. Probably not the dual screen ones. They would have been a little bit more difficult to recreate. Such a cool concept, but for whatever reason, they never really took off. Even though the e-reader was much more successful in Japan than it was in North America. They of course got all the Mario Advance 4 e-reader cards and a whole bunch of other things. They weren't even released there. So it's kind of a, lost idea. I think that the NES classic Game Boy series, that was also originally, an e-reader concept where you would buy a pack of, say, Donkey Kong, NES classic e-reader cards, or they had them for all sorts of things like, tennis, Ice Climber, and such. Typically the older black box releases. How did I not get that? I was definitely under him in time. You would have to swipe like 5 cards in sequence, and then you could play this NES game on your e-reader. Definitely a cool concept. I think that it's kind of a shame what happened to the e-reader, considering I really like it. Hello, Sebastian Chan. Yeah, isn't this neat? I think it's so cool that, they compile all these Game & Watch games into this one neat collection, and it gets better. Like, this is just the first Game & Watch Gallery game. I think it only gets better from here. So Octopus is an awesome Game & Watch, and I really like the modern mode. It was remade in Game & Watch Gallery 4, but was originally featured here on Game & Watch Gallery 1. And in the modern mode, it features Princess Peach being greedy and, forcing Mario to jump into octopus-infested waters. We have to go down here and collect some treasure from this treasure chest. And the more you collect, the higher bonus you'll get when you get back to the ship. However, the more you take from the chest, the heavier Mario will get, and you'll start to move slower. And you can actually tell, what speed Mario is going to move based on the sound of the dings that come from the chest as you collect from it. So listen. So like the pitch goes down, and that means that Mario moves slower. And you'll see, yeah, he's not nearly as fast as he was before. But of course, the more you collect from the chest, the more bonus you get when you get back to that ship. You could also, I guess, just technically stay down here forever and just keep getting ones, but, you know, you'll rack up score faster if you go back to the top, I suppose. I don't really know what, like, the optimal amount to collect is before going back, but you will start to go, like, really slow if you stay down there for too long. I mean, the music in Octopus is just great, too. Like, this is what I want in the classic mode. I think it pushed me out of the boat because I was standing there too long. They're a little bit slow now. Not nearly as bad as you can be, though, if you really take a lot. As long as the tentacles aren't completely stretched out, you're fine. So you can just, you know, barely touch them and you're still good. Over 100, though. Oh, so that was kind of my bad. I definitely jumped in there and had no way to escape. And yeah, Mario gets destroyed by the octopus. Alright. Yeah, you definitely kind of have to predict where you think the tentacles are going to go so you can prepare for that. So, like, as soon as you see that one going down, I guess you should jump back there. And then that one's going to come out. And now that one's going to come down. Alright, let's go. Almost at 200, which will get rid of that miss. Okay, no, don't stretch out that other one. Alright, good, we had time to get away. One more run should do it. Shoot. I should have anticipated that. Alright, come on, let's do it so I can get that one up. And where's the heart gonna end up? Anywhere? Or maybe if I get off the boat, it will show up on the boat? Alright, so here comes Lakitu. Pretty much all I was worried about there for a second was getting that one up. There's nothing more embarrassing than, you know, getting game over when there's a one up on the screen. Oh, just barely made that. Didn't want to be trapped in there. Oh, just barely made it past that one too. Oh, I love it though. Just everything about this game, just like the concept and the the graphics are just so nice. You know, it's such a nice interpretation of the Game & Watch game, which we'll play the classic mode after this. You'll just see how simple it looks. And yeah, the music is wonderful. The gameplay is great. Just, I love Octopus. See what comments we got going. Z80 says that Peach is really a gold digger. She only kisses you when you bring back the loot. Isn't that so true? Chevy, hello, welcome. Hope you're having a nice evening. Yeah, the border looks like it's from Yoshi's Island. Even the rocks that Mario is standing on in-game kind of have that, you know, Yoshi's Island shine effect to them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Spitball Sparky unfortunately never had a modern version. That would have been really cool. I remember just how happy I was to unlock the classic version, though, in Game & Watch Gallery 3. I really like Spitball Sparky. Anyone who's watched my review of the actual Game & Watch will know I was always a fan of like Arkanoid and stuff in the arcade. So yeah, to be able to kind of have a thing like that on my Game & Watch Gallery I thought was really neat. My Game & Watch Gallery 3 has unfortunately also had deleted save data though, so pretty much Game & Watch Gallery 3 when we played is just going to be really unlocking like everything again, because I pretty much had everything unlocked in that game. All the secret games, even the reversed fire. So we're going to see when we play Game & Watch Gallery 3, probably a few nights from now, just how much we can unlock in that. But hopefully everyone's having fun. I see 19 viewers over there. Thank you so much for spending your evening here. Really appreciate it. Hope you're having a great time. Yeah, wow, it does push you into the boat. If you wait too long, but I'm sure it probably doesn't push you there if, like, there's a tentacle in the way. I would hope it would wait. Let's see, how much loot can we get? Okay, no, I don't like that. Okay, didn't want to get trapped under there. Man, it's pretty deep tone now. All right, Mario, you can do it. You can do it. Wow, he is just carrying so much. But see, is it worth it to do that? I feel like it probably makes more sense to do like 3 not so dangerous runs than to do like 1 super dangerous run. But I'm sure there's some mathematician out there who would know what's best. Well, I didn't think I had collected that much again. I was just kind of mashing that A button. Okay, I didn't mean to be so risky again, but there's 2 really risky runs for you. You see, that was 6, and he's still really fast at 6. So now we're at 8. Maybe 8's like a good number? Maybe 10. So that would have maybe given us a life? No, 500 would be the life. So I think when you get back to the boat, it just doubles however much you took underwater. So yeah. Like, there's not really a reason to take like a super massive amount. I don't think it really makes all that much of a difference. You would just, I guess, rack up score faster. Okay, no, don't trap me here. Don't trap me. Nice. The music is always awesome, too, and it starts going, like, super fast. Really kind of, it fits the mood. Uh-oh, don't trap me. Whenever that, second tentacle from the right starts going straight down, always makes me nervous. But here we are. We're about to hit 500. So that would be another 1 up. All right, here he comes. Nice. All right, another chat check. Yeah, so is there a limit to how much you can carry? Well, you're going to start moving really slow if you, if you start picking up too much. So it's probably not a great idea. In the original Octopus, though, yes, you don't get slower for, picking the gold. Because that wouldn't really make sense, right? Like in Game & Watch games, if you press a button, it moves. There's not really any speed in Game & Watch games. So, yeah, you can probably just kind of pick from the chest forever. It feels better, though, to, not just stay at the bottom and pick from the chest. You kind of want to have that interaction of actually moving somewhere instead of just pressing the button constantly. I should have moved, but, wow, got lucky there. Almost at 600, though. I feel like Octopus is a pretty fair game, though. Unlike some of the other Game & Watches where it's like, it feels like when it speeds up, it kind of gets ridiculous. This one, I feel like, with some, some logic and such, you can kind of... You really figure out where the tentacles are going to go and not get yourself trapped. So it doesn't feel kind of like, there's many cheap deaths. One more thing should do it. For a 3rd star. Hey, don't come down, don't come down, don't come down. Very nice. There you go, 3 stars. And unlike other Game & Watches too, like, you know, when you get to a certain point, as we saw with Manhole, you know, when it starts introducing things like Mario's, which run across really quickly, Octopus doesn't really have a way to do that. It never really adds in, like, any more obstacles. The tentacles kind of move faster and in different formation, but otherwise, it's pretty much the same game all the way through. I don't know if I'm the only one who sees it, but Mario kind of looks like Eggman when he has the helmet on. I think there's kind of like a breathing apparatus around his mouth, but it almost looks like Eggman's whiskers. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have... Shoot. Alright, I think it's 700. We'll get another one up, though, so fingers crossed, everybody. Yeah, the tentacles are on like a rampage now. Yeah, see, when that one on the left goes down, you really don't want to be at the chest, because you really can trap yourself. Yeah, and if you were moving slow now, it'd be really tough. Alright, so one more trip and hopefully we get another heart. Alright, is the Lakitu gonna show up? Yes, he is. Drop the heart. Whoa, it was actually going to disappear if I didn't grab it fast enough. That's amazing. I didn't know it disappeared. I don't think that hearts in other Game & Watch games disappear. Alright, let's check the chat for a second. The Game & Watch Gallery games just have such phenomenal music. I completely agree. Alright, have an excellent dinner, Alex. Thanks for stopping by. People talking about tacos and stuff in the chat. Who doesn't want a taco? I actually had burritos for dinner, so I mean, I can relate. Probably have tacos or something like that tomorrow. But yeah, watching this game. Let's see, you got like, you know, takoyaki. I had some of that when I was in Japan. I went to a Japanese festival at a shrine, which is, you know, something you'll see like typically in like anime or something like that. But they actually do exist, and you know, takoyaki is a very traditional food to be served at those, and had some of that. Whoa, he actually starts shooting ink? I completely forgot about that. But yeah, I guess, you know, if you're playing Octopus, takoyaki makes sense. So much great food in Japan for sure. Alright, come on, we gotta get the 800 this time. Let's redeem ourselves from, you know, losing like 5 points from 800 in Manhole. Oh my gosh, I walked right into that. No, no, don't let this happen again. One more trip will do it. Yes, 800! Alright, that's 4 stars. Can we get the 5th one and unlock very hard mode? Your eyes start to play tricks on you, because I've been staring at the screen for so long. Like, they're starting to get dry. Fortunately, there's no more extra lives at this point, so, you know, we gotta do it all with just one try. No, I don't trust that. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, get up there. Almost at 900 now. Ooh, that was close. Man, I can't get anything. These two tentacles just keep trapping me. Okay, nice. Almost at 900. The speed's really picking up, though. Because, I mean, as you get closer to a multiple of 100, it always picks up. So, there you go. We're going to be a little slower now. Less than 100 to go. $80 to go. I don't trust that one bit. Oh, that's scary. Okay, 70 to go. Woohoo! Nice. 50 to go. Uh-oh. Whoa, an ink thing? Whoa, no! How was I supposed to be prepared for that? Oh, so close. I had no chance. Wow. That was awesome, though. That was a lot of fun. That's why the quick save. Well, the thing about the quick save, though, is that, like, once you resume the quick save, it's gone. So it's not like a save state where you can just keep loading from it. Are these on the eShop? On the Game Boy, not rather, 3DS eShop? You could probably abuse the save states in that, I suppose, if it is. Thank you all, though. Thanks for your cheers. That was a good game. Alright, so what did we unlock in the gallery here? So we unlocked Vermin, another game that was released on Game & Watch Gallery 2. I always felt like the museum portions, though, they never really did the games justice. It's like, it's so small. It's like, sometimes it's hard to even really tell what you're looking at, but we'll be playing that one later tonight if we get to Game & Watch Gallery 2. And also, Chef, another one on Game & Watch Gallery 2. They must have known which ones they were putting on Game & Watch Gallery 2, and, you know, included, you know, museum entries of them. We'll be looking at this one in its real form during my month of Game & Watch, so I hope you're looking forward to that. And just like that, so close to being able to show you all, like, the super hard mode. And we'll do classic mode briefly. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. No music, no real, like, graphics, and you kind of really have to, you know, use your imagination. So you come down here, and you kind of just take this forever. Like, you never really get slower. So let's see how long we can do that for. But yeah, it's a much slower paced game in Classics. Then you can go up here, and you get, like, some bonus points, but it's not really like the original game. Or rather, the modern version. This is the original game. And they die. No extra lives for the divers. Yeah, exactly, Milesluigi. Good evening. Alright, so I think everyone understands the point there. And the last game, wait, I'm trying to quit. I pressed B, but remember I remapped the button, so B is actually A. Oh my gosh, it's confusing. Thankfully, after this, we'll be playing with the GameCube controller. No kind of confusion. We have no things for hard mode or classic mode. But the last game we're looking at is Oil Panic. And this is interesting because Oil Panic was actually a multi-screen Game & Watch game. Yeah, no kisses in the classic mode either, of course. So it was always kind of funny how they tried to put classic, or rather multi-screen games into the Game & Watch gallery, because one screen would always have to be squished. And the way that Oil Panic works is that oil drips from the ceiling, and you have to dispose of it out the window in, I guess, you know, an environmentally friendly way. The modern version of this game has you holding 2 containers, which can hold oil. And as you can see, those black lines kind of indicate how full the container is. And you can flip the, flip Mario around, kind of like in Mario and Yoshi, the puzzle game, to, get oil in the other container. And then you have to dump the oil out the window. But man, I've always been really bad at this. So, like, my containers are full now. Alright, Yoshi, take the oil. I don't know how Yoshi can just eat the oil. It doesn't seem very healthy, but, don't try this at home. Yeah, so that's pretty much how this works. You have to keep emptying the container into Yoshi when Yoshi is in the proper location. So the bottom screen is pretty much entirely for, Yoshi moving back and forth, while the top screen is all about Mario moving back and forth, catching the oil. In later Game & Watch Gallery games, I believe there's a way to switch which screen is the bigger one and which one is the smaller one. But in this case, I think it's always just that the upper screen is bigger, or rather smaller, and the bottom screen is the bigger one. Alright, Yoshi, come on, I gotta empty the oil. Oh, and then it fell, and then, yeah, so it's on fire. But, like, what castle is this anyway? Why are we stopping Bowser's castle from setting on fire? Don't you think he'd want it on fire? But yeah, this is the only multi-screen Game & Watch game featured on this collection, which is really weird. You'd figure, like, they wouldn't try anything too ambitious for the first gallery game, and they would stick to, like, all widescreen and or gold or silver Game & Watches. But no, this is actually kind of cool that they tried to do this. It's an interesting choice, too, considering Oil Panic's kind of an obscure Game & Watch game. It's definitely not one you hear too many people talking about. Uh-oh. So see, I missed Yoshi there just by like a second. And I don't know why Luigi has to be sitting right where the oil hits if you miss, but yeah, I feel like getting the timing for Yoshi can be pretty tough. Oh, okay, so at least there's a little bit of leniency in getting that oil, though. And that's a good one to dump there. Definitely a little bit, of a more slow-paced game, though, compared to, say, Octopus. American Yoshi loves himself some oil. Texan Yoshi, yeehaw! Oh no. Like, it's so hard to time it properly with getting Yoshi the oil and, not throwing it and catching it. But see, that's interesting, is that you have to get 3 misses either by dropping oil or by throwing oil and missing Yoshi. So even though we've actually got 3 misses, we're still going because we only have 2 from missing Yoshi. Thankfully, even when you're hanging out the window, you still can catch the oil. If the container's in the right spot. It's really interesting, though, because when we play the classic version, you're going to see that there's only 1 container in that one. Definitely a little bit different. Just barely got that one. Alright, we got to 100, so we got to slow down a little bit. Japan never got the color version of Game & Watch Gallery 2? That's fascinating. I think it's so funny sometimes when you see, the differences between Japan and North America, or even Europe, and like who got the color and not color version of what. Like in Japan, Donkey Kong Land 3 was only in color. Meanwhile, in North America, it was only in black and white. I think that's so cool. That, they actually put the effort into making a color version, but then only released it in Japan. I actually do have the color version, the Japanese one. I picked it up on one of my trips to Japan, just because I think that's a Japanese exclusive that's cool to own. Something like that. Of course, Donkey Kong Land 3, not the best Donkey Kong Land game. Very, very interesting game. I grew up with of course, the black and white one. I really enjoyed it. I just recently rewatched Raukow's Let's Play of it, though. And it's like, wow, this game has some questionable decisions. Alright, almost at 200 though. Better than I thought we were going to be doing at the beginning when I was kind of messing up every 2 seconds, but slowly but surely we're getting there. But the way Mario moves while he's holding the containers really does remind me of the game called Yoshi, the puzzle game. I have a story about that I've been meaning to make a video about. It's a story from when I was a kid and got that game. And it's something that many people who bought games back in the day can probably relate to, but not so much an issue these days, where you always know what you're getting before you buy it. It's so easy to just Google a game now and, find out exactly what it is, where back in the day it was really like the cover art, and that's it. When it comes to... Whoa, Yoshi can actually stick out his tongue and get that. Interesting, I forgot about that. Yeah, one more miss by throwing the oil and missing Yoshi, and we're toast. So, well, I only need to get a couple more. Oh! But that's okay because oh, shoot though. I was so close. In fact, we don't even have to do Yoshi anymore. Because if I get 1 point for catching each drop of oil, we'll get to 200 just like this. Yay, we got a star. And there's a question mark block now. I'm guessing that will probably have a 1-up in it. And I didn't manage to get that, but there you go. We got 1 star anyway. So how many stars does that take us up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, so close to being like 10 stars. Wish the NES Online would get it. Yes. I remember Nintendo advertised Mario and Yoshi really well. I mean, it wasn't something that I saw back in the day. And again, my story, it's interesting. It's not what you'd expect, I suppose. Because in North America, Mario and Yoshi was only called Yoshi. And yet, when I saw the game Mario and Yoshi on the shelf, I was like, whoa, what's that? And again, I'll make a video all about that. But it's just kind of funny how back in the day, sometimes it was hard to know what you were getting. So this is the, obviously, original interpretation of this game, where it's this literally oil is dripping, you only have 1 container to catch it in, and the guy runs back and forth with an oil drum, and if you miss, you happen to hit these, either, a guy or a girl who are just conveniently standing in the worst possible spot. The guy with the oil drum also doesn't stand there very long, so it's really easy to miss. It's just a weird kind of game all around though. Like, why is oil dripping anyway? Like, where is it dripping from? The gas station doesn't usually keep its gas supply on, like, the 3rd floor. So, I have no idea what's going on here. And yeah, I mean, the bucket's full, so I had no chance to dump it. And yeah, that guy does not want to stay in a place where I can do that. And that is Game & Watch Gallery 1. Sometimes you get hints and stuff, which is kind of cool. You can miss 2 times, each on both top and bottom. Every drip of oil you dump earns more points. So, there you go. And that is Game & Watch Gallery 1. We are going to be moving on to the second one, though. And now on the title screen, we actually have the gallery option as well. Which, I mean, we've looked at, and there's still more stuff we could have unlocked here, but not today. Yeah, Yoshi no Tamago. Egg of Yoshi, Yoshi's egg, that makes sense. Thank you, Shane. Alright, so we're gonna take probably a couple minute break here, and I'm gonna go get that Mario Game & Watch Gallery 2 cart, which again, we're not gonna be playing in the Super Nintendo, so I gotta get the GameCube set up, and give me 2 minutes, and we'll start that. Alright, and we are back! Yeah, that's the thing about playing games on real hardware. It's like you have to actually get up and change them from time to time. Hopefully everyone's enjoying this though. Thank you for sticking around while I, change the game and took care of other business. But yeah, now I actually get to use the GameCube controller for this. Let's see what comments I missed though. Hello, Yeast Bunny. Thank you for dropping by. Hope you take care and hope to see you again soon. Game & Watches really are timeless fun. The real Stuart W. Sean W. Stewart. Can we get game? Can we get GameCube on Switch? Yeah, just everything about the Game & Watch Gallery games is just so fun. Just gotta get my microphone set up again, and alright, we are ready to go for Game & Watch Gallery 2. Do people prefer the screen cubed or like this? When I asked that, when I did Mario Deluxe not too long ago, everyone said they liked it when it was just square. Unfortunately, it's not like full screen or anything like that, but then I guess technically it wasn't really when we played the first game either. So this is my childhood copy. That doesn't mean that I was terribly good at it. I played a lot more Game & Watch Gallery 3 than I played Game & Watch Gallery 2. And of course that's the one that's deleted now, but we'll get that back when we play it in a few days. Don't you worry about that. So yes, this one features 6 games, 5 of which are unlocked from the get-go, and Ball is a secret one that I believe you need 20 stars to unlock, so it's kind of cool that, there's an extra thing like that. Also, the presentation now, it's all full color. If you stay on a selection for a little bit, it actually does kind of like an animation. There's just so much to love about how the Game & Watch Gallery games are made. And nobody likes looking at it stretched. I feel like I'm the only one, but that's totally fine. So yeah, we're gonna once again go through all these games, but let's look at the gallery as well. And yeah, so there's just a whole bunch of different things. So we got the noteboard, which was a new feature in this game, and that kind of lets you go back and view all the different tips and such that you've gotten from games over time. It's like, it'll tell you about how to play ball, which it's not really, too difficult of a game to know how to play. And then you get the music room, which kind of just lets you listen to music. But maybe we'll be hearing all that as we play the games. And then you get the museum, which, this is where you can go to learn about games that typically aren't actually featured in this Game & Watch Gallery, but, they exist and they just kind of give you the rundown of it. Donkey Kong is in this one, though, so why you need, like, a museum entry of it, I'm not too sure. Then we got Oil Panic, which we, of course, just played. And that one's not unlocked, not unlocked, not unlocked, not unlocked. Wow, there's a lot. I thought I had a lot more unlocked in this game than I did. I need to go back and teach myself how to play Game & Watch games better, but let's see if we can actually unlock some stuff today. Wow, do I literally have, like, nothing unlocked? And we're back to... Alright, let's show my, 5-year-old self. Not 5. What year was this? Like 97, 98? Okay, maybe I was like, 6 or 7. So, let's teach my, child self how to play some darn games. And we're gonna start with Parachute. Parachute was the second game, or rather, sorry, the third game we looked at in Game & Watch Month. And it's, of course, the story of someone who has to navigate a rowboat and catch people falling from the sky using parachutes. Can't imagine we should have too much trouble beating my score of 301. When menus were very cool. Menus are so sterile and ugly in modern video games. Like, I look back to, like, Smash Brothers Melee's menu and stuff. Menus used to be so cool. Used to get you so excited for playing the game. And now it's just, like, solid color, square, ugly as heck. So yeah, I totally hear that. But again, the music is just so beautiful. Like, where is this? Where in the Mushroom Kingdom or, like, Mario Universe is this? Because it's beautiful. I also do just want to confirm that everyone can hear me? Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I didn't mess anything up after I came back. It'd be pretty embarrassing if all this time I was talking and, no one could even hear. One thing you can also do in Game & Watch Gallery 2 is I think there's a button I can press to change the, no, not that. How do you... I could swear that there was a way to change the border around, the pause screen there. Maybe it's only in Game & Watch Gallery 3? I don't want to press too many buttons and, like, accidentally reset or something like that. I could swear there was a way to do it, though. I figured it was select. Oh yeah, okay, so if you hold select and press B, you can actually change the border around the pause menu there. I always thought that was kind of cool. I like the stripes though. I mean, this is kind of like a really random touch that you wouldn't like, you know, expect typically. And of course, just like in the first game, there is suspended save where if you pause the game and turn it off, you can resume from where you turned it off, but then like once you resume, that suspended save is gone, so you can't use it to cheat your score or anything like that. Oh, you can. I like that's like another great thing about the music is that it really like allows you to tell just how fast things are going. I love when the music picks up speed. That cannon over there, sometimes people will go into the cannon and then they'll get shot back out, so it kind of messes up your timing. I guess that's supposed to kind of be like the in the actual parachute Game & Watch. There's like a bird that will sometimes, or rather, no, sorry, there's a tree that parachuters will sometimes get stuck in, and that can mess up the timing too. So it's kind of cool to see the modern equivalent of that. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. really falls fast. I think it's so neat how like they incorporate all the different Nintendo characters into the Game & Watch games. Like Toads, Donkey Kong Jr., and Yoshi are very typical appearances in Game & Watch games. Whoa! See, I thought he was going to be in there, and I moved to the left a little too early. Okay, so let's get to that 200 and erase that mistake. But yeah, things are really starting to pick up. There's 100. What do the eggs do? Let's get that star. And get that star. Cool. And now people are starting to go into the cannon. Oh, you can hear the music again, picking up that pace. I'm gonna see what comments we got. You can tell this game is made with love. Oh, that hurts so much just thinking about. I do look at so many modern games. I'm just like, where's the love? Where is the love? But yes, you can really look at some older games, especially this one, and just tell that, like, you know, they were proud of what they made and they were having fun with it. Yeah, it is so cute. Yeah, isn't it cool how all the games were reimagined? This was also the first Game & Watch Gallery game that I owned. A friend had it. Like, I hadn't even really heard of the series. As a kid, I didn't really have Nintendo Power at this point. I got Nintendo Power, a little bit later. But around this time, late 90s, I didn't. So my knowledge of video games was pretty much what I would see on the store shelves or what I would hear about from friends. And yeah, a friend had Game & Watch Gallery too. And I played it and I was like, this is so cool. And I went out and got it myself. And then, I kind of followed the series from there and of course got 3 and then also 4. Such a shame that the series kind of stopped after that. There were the Club Nintendo rewards that were like Game & Watch collections on the DS, but like I tried to get over there as fast as I could. But yeah, they just, weren't really the same. I guess I'm really kind of proving why, I only have 300 points. But it feels like, I can't move fast enough. Maybe because of the control stick. Maybe if I was using the D-pad, I could move fast. Oh, I don't like that at all. Wow, that was terrible gameplay. I need to try that one more time. Because, yeah, I was moving way too early. Actually, let's try hard mode. I don't think I had any stars in hard mode. Wow, 166. All right, let's show hard mode who's boss. I can do better than that. You want to be fast and get to the next one, but then if you move too early, they fall into the water. There's really no leniency in this game. Like, we've seen other Game & Watch games, even just tonight, where there's some leniency in, you know, you don't have to be 100% perfect with your timing. But no, Parachute, there is just no give. You have to be there at the exact time. Yeah, hard mode, I mean, theoretically, you should be able to build up points faster because it's faster paced, typically more difficult, probably throwing more people out of the airship. Like, what airship is that anyway? I'm personally a huge airship fan. I just think that, you know, the concept of like a ship flying through the air is just so cool. Bowser has an airship, but I don't know. Feels like it's like not as used as it used to be. Kind of. There's like airships in New Super Mario Bros. And stuff, I guess. I mean, he had an airship in Mario Odyssey, I guess. Yeah, sometimes I like Mode B even more than Mode A, just because I like the fast-paced gameplay. Another game I definitely plan to play on a stream is my original WarioWare Mega Micro games. I love that game. We're going to see if we can beat some of my childhood high scores, which are pretty decent. So we're going to see if I still got the WarioWare skills. That will definitely be like a follow-up to after Game & Watch, after we play all the Game & Watch galleries. Because WarioWare is kind of like, you know, the successor, it almost feels like, to Game & Watches. Just this fast-paced kind of, you know, non-stop games coming at you. The first WarioWare was definitely my favorite, but yeah, we'll talk about WarioWare more when we stream it for sure. I have a lot of good WarioWare memories. I wonder what happens if you catch the Boo. It's weird, you catch that star and then another star gets shot out. It's only worth 5 points. You think it'd be worth more. Alright, almost at 200. I mean, I guess we're over halfway there, so not technically almost, but it'd be cool to start getting stars out. As a kid, I didn't even have. I feel like we could have done better in easy mode, but I guess there's just some... Like, how did I miss that? I don't think that's fair. Like, he was nowhere near the water. You should have to miss by more than that. Alright, less than 50 to go. Like, wow, they are just being dumped now. How many people could possibly be on that ship? So close. I hate when you have to go like all the way from one side to the other. Like no! Come on, I have to get 4 more. 4 more. Like, I don't know. I don't think that's right. I feel like there's something wrong with the timing. There you go. We got a star, everybody. What's the question mark mean? Oh, an extra. Oh, yeah, duh. Nice. All right. We're back in the game. Can we make it to 400 now? I'm not getting my hopes up, but we'll see. Let's see what the comments... Oh, pff. Like you want to rush to that next one, but until you hear that sound that it's in the boat, you have to use that sound indicator. WarioWare games that aren't snapped or fun? Yeah, I agree. I was a big follower of WarioWare until Smooth Moves. Was there any WarioWare games after that? I never really played much Game & Wario on the Wii U. But yeah, you traveled around by train and played it? That's awesome. Like, WarioWare is just such fantastic. And I have such fond memories of the first one, especially. It's just so good. I think that's like, you know, they used all their best ideas. The other games still have some great ideas too. But I don't know, I just can't, I don't think you can beat the classic one. And yeah, so there we go. We got a star that we didn't have before. So now I have one in easy and one in hard of the modern mode. Helmet and Donkey Kong are definitely the original, or rather, sorry, on Game & Watch Gallery 2. I don't have any kind of, what's it called? Stars in the classic mode. But we're gonna try the hard mode because I think I only had up to 600 something here, 618. So the way it works in Helmet is that you have to go back and forth, getting from one door to the next, and along the way there's also this P-switch that you can hit, and if you really feel daring, you can pick up a couple extra points by getting the coins that appear from it, but otherwise you get points by getting from one door to the other. And yeah, obviously you don't want your head to get hit along the way, and I just think this is a really fun, fast-paced game. And again, it's not like Parachute, where sometimes the deaths kind of feel like, I don't know about that one. Helmet's pretty fair, I think. Oh, yes, DIY, yes. You know, I didn't play it as much as I feel like I would if it came out today. I think I was just so burned out by WarioWare at that point. It felt like a while. There was a new one coming out like every year or two. And then by the time DIY came out, I'm like, you know, I don't know how much, you know, I'm gonna be making my own games and playing other people's. But yeah, DIY was cool too. Definitely a cool idea. Yeah, see how fast-paced this game is? We're already almost at 100. And sometimes the door on the right's not open, too, so you gotta be careful of that. And I just kind of got stuck there. Of course, the Potobos don't fall as fast, so you gotta be careful with that. There was a pretty nice hit detection there. And we're up to 100. Nice. Oh, yeah, so you can do some really cool stuff with timing there. It's so funny because after Parachute was like so picky with its detection, Helmet's so generous. Almost at 200. Almost one up time. Nice. Oh, darn, one more point. And that should get a heart to fall. There we go. No misses. Always a good feeling. And I don't think there's any like benefit to not having a miss cleared. In normal Game & Watches, there are times where like say you don't have a single miss and you get to 300 points. From that point on, every point is worth double until you lose a life. But in modern modes, I don't believe that any games really have that same concept. So if you're almost at 200 and you feel like being a little bit risky because you know you can get the extra life anyway, you might as well go for it because there's no benefit to getting to 200 with like no misses, for example. But yeah, see how fast-paced and fun Helmet is? I love it. Gotta watch out for those spike balls. They definitely fall faster than everything else. And yeah, this darn door. Open up! Thank you. Let's see what's in the comment section next time I go in the door. There we go. That's awesome to hear that, you know, playing Wario DIY kind of, you know, gave you insight on how to make games and such. That's neat, and I see the comparison there to it being kind of like Mario Paint, crossed with Game Maker. Star, nice. Not entirely sure what that star meant, though. Maybe just like some bonus points because I haven't died in a while? Cool. So one funny thing I've actually read is that in the UK, I think that helmet is actually in the UK. Helmet is kind of I think a word with some implications or something like that, which is kind of interesting. I always find it funny when in the UK, words have implications that like don't exist, even in Canada, where like we have UK spelling for words. Like we'll put a U in color, for example, yet something like helmet doesn't have a strange meaning here. So it was actually changed to headache in the UK. And if you have a helmet game which has the name headache on it instead of helmet, that's apparently pretty darn rare. So that's an interesting tidbit. And yet, the UK is all worried about names sounding weird. In the UK, there's something called bangers and mash, which is literally like mashed potatoes with hot dogs cut up in it. Like, bangers and mash! How can you say that and not just die of laughter? And that's, of course, not like a dig at all to anyone in the UK. I just think it's funny words. The languages are funny, as someone who has studied languages for a number of years now. Hello, Akbar. Yes, we have actually already played Octopus on Game & Watch Gallery 1. We've now moved on to Game & Watch Gallery 2. Hopefully everyone's having an excellent evening. UK is funny like that. Yeah, like, see, that's not something that should be offensive. Just talking about how language is pretty funny. You're absolutely welcome to point out anything you think is funny about Canadian English. People say that we say a boot instead of about. I don't agree. I don't hear people saying that, but if you hear it, then, that's fine. WarioWare Gold on 3DS exists. Yes, I have. I bought that. That was actually the last 3DS game I ever bought, and it was cool. Nice collection of like Game & Watch games, or Game & Watch games, Game & Watch on the brain, micro games from all different WarioWares. It was cool, and like the fully voiced cutscenes, those were awesome. Hey, there's a toad, I guess? Wait, what? Really? I forgot all about this. This is weird. I feel like as a kid, obviously, as you saw, I got 1,000 points in modern mode. Easy. But like, wow, I completely forgot that this exists. That's really neat. And see, that's just like such a neat touch. They didn't have to make, an alternate level setting. And yet they did anyway. And now I'm starting to get my butt kicked. Just over 600, so if we're to add any more stars to our, bucket, we're gonna have to get at least 800 here, which is probably gonna be a little bit tough, but I feel like at this point I probably shouldn't worry too much about coins. Just kind of if I happen to get them, I'll get them. Unfortunately, we don't get another extra life until 700, so gotta, see, like, that's what I'm talking about. The hit detection in Helmet is awesome. I gotta be careful for these diagonal ones. Oh my gosh. The screen's kind of lagging because there's so much on it. I like how there's like no variation anymore though. There's not like, hammers and stuff. It's all just spike balls now. Almost at 700. We're probably at a new high score now. Wow, everything is just kind of flying everywhere. I don't know if there's a limit to how long you can stand in that doorway. It might eventually push you out. Alright, one more run. Oh, 1 more point! And we got a 1-up! Yes! Wow, alright, let's do this. Ah! I tried to move before it hit me. The diagonal ones might be a little bit pickier, maybe. Alright, almost there. Less than 50 to go. Like, yeah, I feel like you just have so much control in Helmet. Like, it's, you can, you know, look and see what's coming at you, and it never feels like it's unfair when you get hit. If you just have, you know, really good coordination, and, you know, you do something dumb like that. Yes! Alright, at least we got 1 more star no matter what happens now. We're gonna try and get to 1,000, obviously, but... Wow, that was awesome. Whew! I'm gonna take 1 quick break and look at the chat. Yeah, isn't the setup just, like, neat? And I mean, yeah, it's kind of a strange game. Someone is just really trying to give Mario a concussion, I guess. But when you think about it, there's a lot of weird things going on in the Mario universe. Someone left a comment on one of my videos recently. And they were asking, like, you know, is Mario the real bad guy? I think that discussion probably started because in the Donkey Kong Jr. games, you know, Mario is the bad guy, and he's kidnapped DK, and you have to play as DK Jr. to save him. But how many times in video games does it seem like the monster that you have to defeat isn't really doing anything wrong? Like, look at Tiny Huge Island in Mario 64. Is Wiggler really doing anything wrong? Mario kind of, you know, breaks into his home, breaks the ceiling open, and then just kind of just tries to, you know, destroy Wiggler. Like, it seems, really uncalled for, but, you know, that Wiggler had a power star, and therefore nothing was gonna stop Mario's massacre. Whoa, that was close. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's fair to say that Mario's always the good guy. Whew. That was intense. We actually got 1 more star, though. New high score of 877. Nice. And now to have a look at the classic mode. It's very basic. It's, someone's dropping a whole bunch of tools somehow from the sky. And yeah, you gotta make your way from that one door to the next. This, of course, led to a lot of inspiration for the Flat Zone stage in Smash Brothers. You know, things falling from the sky and stuff. And yeah, you really just gotta wait for that door to open. Definitely not nearly as fast-paced as the modern version. And also, again, you're missing that music. It's so sad. I love the music. Hey man, the door just does not want to open. And then, yeah, we got hit in the head with a screwdriver. Wow, I thought there was some leniency there. But yeah, who came up with this idea? There's a lot of Game & Watches where you look at them and you're like, really? How did somebody come up with this? And this is definitely one. It's just like falling junk from the sky. And someone, for some reason, you know, they can't wait until the buckets and the hammers and the wrenches and whatever else stop falling from the sky. They gotta go to wherever this door is right now. They can't wait. So, yeah, interesting. But yeah, there's no P-switch, no nothing like that. There's really not nearly as much to say about it. You just gotta wait for that door, and that's pretty much it. There we go. What's the comment say? Games don't have to make sense. Also, Yeast Bunny suggesting that we can just mash the A button to get across really quickly. Let's try hard mode. Probably be a little bit more fast-paced, but yeah, you can just mash the button and go across like really fast. But you know, if the door's not open, so let's just wait for the door to open, and then we're just gonna mash the A button. All right. Well, I went a little bit too fast and accidentally came out from the door again. Man, you really cannot be standing under a thing when it's in that position. Like, see, even though it didn't fall while I was standing there, if you go under it, too. Oh, and then it pushed me out from the door. All right, we're going to try this one more time. I want to get, like, 1 star here, at least. It shouldn't be that hard. Yeah, that's really the only way to score in this game is, like... Wait, so... Where does the 1 come from? Because going into the door gives you 5 points, and then sometimes my score just kind of goes up because... I'm not really sure why. Like there, it just went from 18 to 19 for no apparent reason. Like, is it like the more you move? Can I just like go back and forth forever and that gives you points? Is it like time-based maybe? I don't know. This is a... Helmet's a strange game. It's a fun game, and especially I love the modern version, but the classic version is kind of weird. Oh no! Oh, and then the door closed, seriously? Alright, I guess that's enough helmet for today. Accordingly, this is the original Toho. I can see that. Alright, Chef, here we go. Let's do hard mode because I don't have any stars in that. Chef is the game of Princess Peach for some reason doing the cooking, despite the fact you figure she'd have servants doing that. I guess Mario and Luigi are the cooks, and yeah, you just gotta catch the food and slightly char it so that you know it's well done, and then you feed it to Yoshi, I think, which is something I don't believe happens in like the original Chef. So like now that it's pretty well done, you can put Yoshi behind you, and he'll eat it when it's in that state. And you get more points that way. You can also keep catching the food with your frying pan until you burn it black. But I think you get more points if you feed it to Yoshi, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, this is a cool modern mode, though. It's like we can feed that one to Yoshi now. If he eats the raw food, you just get 1 point. But at least it doesn't count as it falling on the floor. In that case, though, I accidentally did let food fall on the floor, so whoops. And yes, you can press the A button to flip between if the frying pan is on the left or the right. Is there anything Yoshi will not eat? Well, I might have, you know, been willing to debate that, but after eating literal oil in the last game, no, I don't think there's anything that Yoshi will not eat. But I mean, these things look great, like sausage, egg, steak. Yeah, give that to me, please. There's a couple of good ones for Yoshi to eat there. Oh, see, I thought Yoshi was going to be behind me. Instead, he was too busy getting an egg out there. And then after Yoshi gets enough eggs, I think something good happens. And I wasn't prepared for Yoshi to suddenly not be immediately behind me like he was every moment up until that one. Oh, and there it turned black. If Yoshi eats that, I don't think it's good. Oh, that got rid of the egg, too. Whoops. Oh, I was trying to feed that one to Yoshi. Alright, we'll try that one again. That didn't take very long. Now that we've gotten our, you know, sea legs back, or something like that. That'd make more sense for parachute, I guess. Once again, we see Princess Peach with a frying pan pre-Smash Brothers. That's very true. It's really cool to see, like, the things that influence the characters in Smash Brothers, like where their different attacks come from. And of course, no character is, you know, better for doing that than Mr. Game & Watch. Hopefully, watching my Game & Watch reviews and seeing Game & Watch Gallery, you've been able to point out where some of the various Mr. Game & Watch things come from. Of course, Chef, he does have one move where he kind of, you know, shoots sausages up into the air. Obviously based off of, this game, Mr. Game & Watch. Nice. Again, I mean, the music is just great. The graphics are really nice. I don't know. The Game & Watch Gallery games are just so well made. I love them. And so now I get Baby Yoshi. Okay. Now I guess I gotta feed Baby Yoshi. So far, so good. Who are they cooking all this food for anyway? I mean, they're cooking it all, and then Yoshi's just eating it. So, like, is he supposed to be eating it, or is he just, kind of like if you have ever had a dog? It always just kind of wants to get a bite of whatever it is you're cooking, even though it's not good to feed human food to dogs. They always want it, so it's so hard to not give it to them. And he became Big Yoshi again, so it's like, the circle of life. Yoshi eats food, Yoshi has egg. Yoshi egg hatches, Yoshi eats food, Yoshi grows big. Yoshi eats food, Yoshi has egg, and the circle of Yoshi continues. Almost at 200 though. That would be another star that we did not have before. Always feels good to, unlock some stuff that you didn't originally have. And man, this is gonna be weird. Oh wow, I actually caught it. Oh, things are really picking up. No! Just as he was laying another egg, but I did just get a star though, so hooray. Alright, let's see what's in the comments. It's been a couple minutes since I've done that. Hello, Ninja's Creations. Welcome. Sorry I'm not able to read the comments while I'm playing. I always play games and it's hard to take a glance at the comments because you gotta be locked in at all times. Thankfully, Game & Watch Gallery has a pause button, though well, Mario 35 does not. Hope you're doing very well this evening. Eating the yolks of unborn Yoshi. Like, yeah, I think that the whole Yoshi egg thing, throwing them around and yet Yoshis, are hatched from them, raises a lot of questions. Yes, Tosei did go on to make... Hello! Oh, you introduced Evil Pop-Tart to Danganronpa. I wonder what he thought of that. What's my favorite RPG? Depends on what you call an RPG. Okay, so now I have a lot of topics to talk about, which is great. I love having things to talk about while I'm playing games, things to, chat with all of you about. Where should I start? I'll definitely get to the RPG question. What the first comment I saw was about Tosei, and how they made the Game & Watch Gallery games, and then went on to make the Starfy series. And that's true, Starfy is just such a cool series. It's so bizarre that North America, or English, places, I'm assuming maybe Europe got it as well, only got Starfy 5? And for some reason they didn't localize the other 4, and figured that, just localizing 5 made sense for some reason. I have actually completely translated the original Starfy game. The first Starfy on Game Boy Advance is 100% translated. The rest of the team just needs to, pull itself together and get the graphics redrawn, fix some bugs, and then the Starfy 1 fan translation is complete with the entire script actually translated by me. Always down in the comments. Sorry, in the description rather. You can find the link to my website where I list all the different translation projects I have worked on. And yeah, Starfy is actually on there. It just needs to hurry up and be finished by people who are not me, people who are doing the graphics and stuff, because I did my share of the work in doing the translation. There's just other pieces that unfortunately have not yet been put into place, despite the fact that I had the game translated back in like April of 2019. So, you know, we've been waiting all this time to get the last pieces put together before everyone can enjoy the game in English, and I really look forward to that day, because I think Starfy is just such a cool series that was just handled really poorly, not being localized and stuff. And then, to the question of what is my favorite RPG? It depends, because, I mean, the Paper Mario games are incredible. Is Mega Man Battle Network an RPG? It's not turn-based, but it's very much kind of, you know, random battles and such. So Mega Man Battle Network 3 is quite possibly my favorite game of all time. So, I mean, if you're just asking, like, if you qualify as that as an RPG, and, you know, you're asking what my favorite RPG is, it would make sense that that is also my favorite RPG. Mega Man Battle Network 3 is just such an incredible game. I don't really talk about the series much on my channel, so I feel like it's kind of hard to. It's either you have knowledge of the Battle Network series or you don't. And I mean, you know, there are RPGs, technically, I guess, so if you know, let's classify them as that. Huh? How come we didn't eat it? You know, so they're hard to play on my channel and stuff, because it'd be a Let's Play that would span, like, you know, many parts. And that's Chef, that was a lot of fun. What's this? In the Gallery Corner Museum, a new title was just added. I wonder what kind of game it is. So, yeah, we just hit 30 stars, and in the museum, we now have Greenhouse, a Game & Watch you will see on my channel in only a few days' time, as it's one of my Game & Watch reviews this month. Cool. Alright, let's see all the comments here. Milesluigi, oh no, at Evil Pop-Tart being introduced to Danganronpa. Very cool series. If you are a fan of the Ace Attorney games, I cannot recommend Danganronpa enough. They're very fun. Yeast Bunny, Starfy 1's your favorite game. Cool. I have to admit that I knew nothing about the Starfy games before translating them, and in fact, that's true for all of the games that I have fan-translated. It's never like I took a game that I liked and then worked to translate it. I would always just jump into fan translation projects that I knew nothing about the game and would learn about the game, and you know, I would translate it, and I would learn so much about the game while I was translating it. Sometimes I'd play the game a little bit to learn more about it while I was translating it, or sometimes I would just translate it and be like, oh, guess I just translated, you know, the text that happens at the end of the game or something like that. Spoilers. But fans translations are just such fun projects to be a part of. Oh, just gonna have a drink. Alright, let's look at the classic mode real quick. And yeah, here you go. So, there's no Yoshi, like, no, you know, feeding the food to anything or getting it to a certain amount of doneness. It's pretty much just going back and forth and catching the food. Again, this is a Game & Watch that we're actually going to look at in my month of Game & Watch reviews, so I don't think we need to spend too much time on it here, but it's amazing to see, you know, the interpretation that they make for the modern mode, despite the fact that this isn't, you know, really that much like it. The only thing that's similar here is, you know, juggling the food. You can't even turn the, you know, the pan to the other side. It's very, very basic. Final Fantasy VIII. Interesting. You don't usually hear too many people saying that Final Fantasy VIII is their favorite one. I know that Final Fantasy VII used to be all people talked about. But now that it's funny because there's a remake, you actually don't hear as many people talking about it these days. Yeah, the classic mode of Chef is very cool. I think they're both very good. What should we play for Vermin? Well, once again, we don't have any stars in the hard mode, so, you know, hard mode's also usually more fast-paced, so why not, right? And all you have to do is position yourself so that when the enemies come at the eggs, Yoshi will automatically hit them with the hammer, if they are to the left or right of him. So, simple enough game, but very fun. And of course, it gets very fast-paced too, as you can already see. No, so yeah, there's a little bit of leniency. The egg doesn't, like, break right away. they'll start to crack it until eventually they get in there. And if I'm remembering correctly, do you just have to like lose 1 egg and then you get game over? Or do you still get 3 misses? I guess we'll find out probably soon enough. Yeah, when it comes to Starfy and the English translation, I remember there was actually a rumor going around not too long ago that somebody found a prototype English translation of Starfy, but I don't think it was ever confirmed. Could have easily been, you know, cooked up by someone. It's hard to know those kinds of things, I guess. Without any kind of confirmation from, like, someone who worked on it. Can we just, like, go in a circle? And always get everyone? Ugh. And so the boos are interesting because when you're looking at them, they don't come at you. Just like in the real Mario games. Oh, that egg's really getting down there at the bottom. And see how fast-paced it gets? It's crazy. Well, let's get to at least 200. What was my old high score? 141, so we're literally at where my old high score was right now. Alright, we just beat it, everybody. So we really have to worry about that one at the top and that one at the bottom. See a boo coming from up there. Ooh. Almost there. Is it better to let boos come towards the eggs and get rid of them, or is it better to, like, keep them scared? 20 more. The fly guys are definitely the fastest. So you gotta be really ready for those. Ooh, that one was close. 2 more, 1 more. There you go, everybody. Yeah, alright. So what did that do? Okay, so it healed the eggs a little bit. Interesting. Alright, let's take a break and see what comments we got. Yeah, this modern version definitely is a little bit different than the classic version for sure. Classic version's very basic. Yeah, this Starfy was originally planned, Yeast Bunny, for the Game Boy Color. I think I remember hearing that would be cool to see, like, you know, how exactly that was. What's the most overrated game I've played? Okay, there's an interesting topic. Modern version was going to get a Game & Watch version. Interesting. Man, I think that there's so much missed potential. Like, it just makes so much sense. The Game & Watch cards and such. It would have been so cool to see them release more of those. I think the e-reader was so neat. And I know it's kind of like modern day DLC. You know, especially if you look at like Mario Advance 4 and stuff. Like, you know, that's essentially what it was. They didn't include levels so that they could purposely sell them to you, you know, separately on the cards. But just to have the cards physically and to own them, as someone who's always liked collecting cards and was a massive Pokemon card collector back in the day, I've made a video about that. I just think that the Mario Advance e-reader cards look so cool. So I would have collected them even if they didn't have levels built into them. So, I mean, I guess that's my logic there. And, you know, the question is, would Mario Advance 4 have had extra levels regardless? I mean, uh-oh. And that's it. So literally 1 egg and you're done. So it's very unforgiving. I mean, the other Game & Watch gallery, Mario Advance games, like Mario Advance 2 didn't have any extra levels. Mario Advance 1 just had the extra mode where you find like the eggs and stuff, but that didn't have any extra levels. Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island did have some extra levels that weren't in the original game. So, I mean, Mario Advance 4 if they were going to include the extra levels anyway, and then decided to cash grab by turning them into cards, I don't really like that. But I don't know, it feels kind of like they were made specifically as something to sell extra, so I don't hold it against them too much for that. Well, I actually have less points in Easy Classic than I do in Hard Classic in Vermin. So here you go, everybody. This is how basic this is. No kind of 3 dimensions to it. You just move left and right. You don't even have to press the A button. You just have to have your hammers placed above the moles, and it destroys them. So it's very slow paced. I'm just reading the comments for 1 second. So, back to the question of what I think the most overrated game is. It's hard for me to say. Like, if you want to know one game that everybody loves, and I think it's a good game, it's going to be so controversial. All right, everybody, are you ready for Andrew's most controversial moment on this channel? Everybody loves it. You can't say anything bad about this game. And it does a lot of things great. It does a lot of incredible things. And I think it's so cool because it takes a genre and does some really neat things with it that you just don't see in the genre. My problem with it is that it's kind of slow paced. And I don't know. I think in some ways it's too quirky for its own good. And while it's a good game, and while I have played through the entire thing, so it's not like I'm just saying this and, I haven't, properly spent time with it or anything like that. Just the fact that everyone treats it as, like, royalty. And yet a game like Star Tropics, which I think equally deserves attention for doing similar things in a genre that's, completely dominated by more fantasy-type games. And just no one cares about Star Tropics. And I know it's probably already sounded like, I'm coming off and it's like a jealousy or an angst or something like that. But again, as someone who has played through the entire thing, and I can acknowledge that it's a good game. But again, it's a little bit too slow paced for me. And I mean, RPGs are already not my favorite genre. So there's that for it too. But just the way that people always go on about it and treat it like, it's the game that can do no wrong. I feel like it's a little bit overrated. And I'm going to look over at the comments in 1 second and see if anybody can figure out what it is. The real Sean S. W. Stewart says, uh-oh. Alexander, I'm curious what game he's going to say. You don't know. Yeah, people don't get offended. I have some awesome viewers. Thank you all so much for being so incredible. I know, you're all really good. People don't typically get offended here and stuff. We can have real discussions and, actually talk like human beings without being sent off the rails at one word that someone doesn't like. But, alright. The game was actually already mentioned in the comments, and it's Earthbound. Prepare to unsubscribe, everybody. That's it. My channel's done. It's a great game, but the hype it gets, I'm like, I don't know. I think it's really cool, but for it to be like, this game that's always held on like this high up pedestal, I don't know. I feel like it's overrated in some ways. So again, I don't think it's bad at all, but I think it's overrated. That was the question. And this is a game, I can't look it all over at the chat, so I can't see if everyone's, like, bashing me or what. This is a really fast-paced game, and you really have to be prepared, like, every second for a new new mole to pop up. But yeah, I mean, I think that other people can probably agree with that. It gets a lot of hype. I think it's great that it finally had its third game to, you know, kind of close off the series. But yeah, as someone who has played through the entirety of the original Earthbound, and who tried to play Earthbound 0, I think got a good chunk of the way through it, but it just didn't keep my attention. And I've played the beginning of Mother 3, but then as someone who, you know, felt that Earthbound was an okay game, and who couldn't finish Earthbound 0, Mother 3 was something I never made it to the end of. Well, thank you everybody in the comments for being so kind. I appreciate that. Like, I love a game that just takes place in, like, the modern day. So it's an RPG that doesn't have to be in ye old medieval times. And, you know, it just takes place in an ordinary world that we could see ourselves living in. I love that. Star Tropics is the same. You know, how many times do you have a game where, you know, you know, everyone always compares it to Zelda, but that's obviously, you know, a more fantasy-ish game, where Star Tropics is just literally your average, you know, 16-year-old kid who has to go on this epic quest, and I love that. I think that is so awesome, and I love that Earthbound does that. My problem with Earthbound, and I mean, the Angry Video Game Nerd also points it out in his review, is that, you know, you finally get the bike, and you're like, yes, now I can finally move around faster. I don't just have to, like, walk, and it's not going to be a massive slog. 10 minutes later, you get a second party member, and then you can never use the bike again. It's like, why? Why? Who thought that was a good idea? Like, that just ticked me off. Obviously, I mean, I wasn't mad about it, but I'm like, seriously? Like, wow. So, I mean, yeah, Earthbound has room for improvement, and it's a good game. I'm very happy that Earthbound exists, and I have no problem with people who like it or anything like that, but I definitely don't think it's, like, the greatest game ever made. So this is actually really easy. Like, I'm just kind of, you know, moving back and forth. There's nothing difficult about this at all. I actually don't know how I don't have more stars in Vermin. I think it's probably because, if anything, I probably lost interest. Because it is just so simple, but having, you know, it being a stream and chatting with everyone, I've actually been kind of splitting my attention between playing the game and chatting. So kind of interesting. It's a very, you know, not mentally exhausting game. You can really multitask pretty easily while playing it. You know, have a conversation or something like that. Do your homework, I don't know. Almost at 400 already. Considering I don't think we had a single star in this game previously. And this is, I think, B mode too. I better go ahead and have a look at the chat. After I get 400, I'll look at the chat. Alrighty. Earthbound needs more bikes? No, it needs more tandem bicycles, Milesluigi. You need like a 4-person bike. Earthbound 3 is the overrated one in your opinion. Interesting. Playing Earthbound makes you want to be a boy again? Yeah. Like, every time I play Star Tropics, it just takes me back to, you know, I was less than 5 years old the first time I ever beat it. And it's funny watching, like, you know, 20 plus people have trouble with it. But it takes me right back to when I played it as a kid and just had so much fun. I wanted to grow up to go on such epic adventures myself. Which, again, I think is the great part about a series or a game taking place in a more modern era. Where, like, you can imagine yourself in that position where I can't, you know, as cool as I think it would be to be Link and go around and go questing and stuff. You know, obviously that's not the world we live in. The real Sean S. Yeah, Sean W. Stewart. Definitely You know, we all want to think that our favorite games are perfect, absolutely. Zelda Skyward Sword is way underrated. I have to admit, it was just released so late in the Wii's life that even I haven't really given it the attention that it probably deserves. I never played through the entire thing. In fact, until Milesluigi sent me his copy of Twilight Princess for GameCube, I never beat the Wii version either, so thank you again, Milesluigi, for that. Super Mario Bros. 2 USA is overrated. You prefer the Lost Levels. As someone who, I mean, like, yeah, I think that the Lost Levels is the better game too. Mario USA is obviously, you know, different. And it's fun gameplay still, but I love this, the hard, raw platforming of the Lost Levels. I think it's great. So what's an underrated game I've played? I mean, Star Tropics is the obvious answer. If Earthbound can get, so much praise for being this quirky game that takes place in the modern era, the main character of Star Tropics literally shoves bananas in his ears. How is that not strange enough for all the people who love Earthbound? I'm surprised that, Star Tropics hasn't caught on more with the people who find Earthbound interesting, because I feel like they share a lot of the same, quirkiness and elements. Just one's an RPG and one's more of an adventure game, action adventure game. So I'm surprised that Star Tropics is still so niche. I don't know if it's just because Ness was in Smash Brothers, and of course, there's still a lot of Earthbound and Mother acknowledgement in the Smash Brothers series today, where Star Tropics hasn't even had like a trophy. So it's just really forgotten. It's of course a series that was only released in North America, and actually Europe too, and doesn't have a Japanese release, so there's no Japanese acknowledgement pretty much of Star Tropics whatsoever. Thus why it doesn't even get like a mention in, Smash Brothers, for example. So, yeah, Star Tropics, everyone needs to play more Star Tropics. I love the Mega Man Battle Network series, and I feel like, it had 6 games, plus spin-offs and such, so it obviously did well, and obviously had its base. But you don't hear anybody talk about it today. Nothing like, people will talk about Pokemon or something like that. So I'd love more Mega Man Battle Network acknowledgement, considering it's one of my favorite series of all time. Same with Professor Layton. Ever since, the series ended, it kind of just dropped off a cliff. You don't really hear much about Professor Layton anymore. But again, another series which has had many games, so it wouldn't be really fair to call it underrated. Okay, here's a good one for you. The Hotel Dusk series, which had the European and Japan exclusive sequels, Last Window. Absolutely fantastic series. Completely overshadowed by things like Professor Layton and Ace Attorney. Kyle Hyde. I call it the Kyle Hyde series because, the first one was called Hotel Dusk, and then the second one was called Last Windows. You can't really call it the Hotel Dusk series, considering the second one has nothing to do with Hotel Dusk. But the main character, Kyle Hyde, one of my all-time favorite video game characters. I see some of myself in him in some ways, which, probably isn't a good thing, considering, he has his... What? Okay. I was like, what happened there for a second? But, yeah, those are absolutely fantastic text adventures, mysteries, puzzle games. Cannot recommend them enough. So good. And this is going to be worth a lot of stars. 3 stars so far. Just imagine if this was easy mode. Probably be even easier. Duh, but, who knows how high I could go. Should probably look over at the chat again soon. I don't think I've looked at it in a couple minutes. Oh, the Ghostbusters Genesis game, definitely underrated. Very cool. Just having a drink. Thank you to everyone who's patient for I have to, pause the game, read the comments, go back to playing. Hope you're having fun. Yeah, exactly, the real Sean W. Stewart. Exactly. When I'm talking about Smash Brothers and, Mike Jones not being in Smash, at all. No Star Tropics representation whatsoever. If it was at least there, it would make people curious and they'd probably look into the series more. Like, it was on the NES Classic, for goodness sake. And I don't think that's still, like, you know, really increased people's awareness of it. It's on Nintendo Switch Online right now. You can play it. Definitely recommend it to anyone who, you know, wants a good adventure. Yeah, exactly, Shane M. I mean, it's so funny that, you know, Nintendo, it was made by, like, Japan, by Nintendo of Japan's team and everything. It's not like it was made by a specific North American team or anything like that. And yet, it was never released in Japan. It was actually made by the same person who made Punch-Out. So, I remember when there was Punch-Out Wii, everybody's like, alright, this is it! Oh no, really? My final score has to be 666? I have no comment there. That was not intentional, I swear. Now my Game & Watch Gallery 2 is forever going to be haunted until the day when I finally beat that. He posted a secret for this game on the noteboard. Let's go see it. Oh man. There, I now have more stars in that than any other mode of Vermin. 2 more games to look at after this one, and we'll be calling it a night. So, let's see. Vermin Classic Secrets. Classic mode misses are not cleared in this game, so you need to be careful. It's not even a secret, it's just something that became very obvious after playing it for 5 minutes. So, then you read this. Modern mode, the way to fire up is the same as the classic mode. Learn to time the falls. And that's everything sent to the bottom. Alright. 34 stars. Let's get one more, see if we can unlock something at 35. Alright, so everyone, the next game is Donkey Kong. Probably one of the best Game & Watch games of all time. I was recently asked what my favorite Game & Watch game of all time was. And Donkey Kong is just so special to me because this was, again, my very first Game & Watch Gallery game. And I played the heck out of it. It was also the very first Game & Watch that I ever came across out in the wild. So I thought it was so cool to own it, and I just played the heck out of it. So anyone who watched my Donkey Kong Game & Watch review will know it's a race to the top to save, in this case, Princess Peach. I believe it's supposed to be Pauline in the classic version. But yep, you just kind of got to get to the top, jump over barrels, not get hit, and then flip that switch and jump to the door, which will eventually cause DK to fall. This is a cool game because it actually has multiple stages that you progress through after you beat the first one. It's like 2 more trips to the top and Donkey Kong will fall. Definitely a lot less stressful than the classic version where you have to time your jump perfectly at the end there. Where here it's much more generous. And we're doing hard mode because I already have 1,000 points on easy mode. So I can't unlock any more stars there, but let's see if we can get some stars here by hitting 600 points. And yeah, so hard mode, so you're gonna get paratroopers and stuff. Wow, that was nice and forgiving. I like it when my games are forgiving. Alright, I see some good comments. One moment. Shane Emma Halloween score. I suppose that's true. Yes, every version of Donkey Kong, they're just so much fun. Yes, this game was also included in Game & Watch Gallery 4. It was so neat to see them, take some of the games that they had already made modern modes for, but then put them on the Game Boy Advance. They just look so nice. What's my favorite game? Am I reading that right? Someone suggests Michael Jackson's Moonwalker? I don't think so. That's good music, though. I think my favorite game, again, is probably Mega Man Battle Network 3, or Professor Layton 5, or Star Tropics. Like, there's just so many games, and to say which one's my favorite, like, Professor Layton 5 and Mega Man Battle Network 3 are just such different games. Like, if I was stuck on a desert island, and I had to take one game, Mega Man Battle Network 3 just has replayability, like almost no other game I've ever played. So much post-game, so much to unlock, and it's just so fun at its core, so I'd probably take Battle Network 3, but like, Layton 5, great puzzles, great story, great music and just everything. I love Layton 5. One of the Wario Land games would be so much fun. Like, there's a lot of games I could pick. I have, like, a favorite game from every genre. Wario Land 4 is great. It's just a little short, unfortunately. Yeah, so you can't stand on the clouds for too long or they disappear. Uh-oh. I think you're safe if you stand here, thankfully. Alright. I think this is probably gonna break if I hang on to it for too long, so I'll hurry up and climb up there. Alright, nice. 2 more. This game is interesting because rather than showing your misses, it shows Mario heads that indicate your lives. So it's like the complete opposite of other games that, you know, show when you die. In this game, it actually shows how many lives you have remaining. Wonder why they made that decision. I think maybe because the classic one does that? Interesting. Watch out for Paratroopa. I think you can jump on them if you have, like, really good timing, but it's not worth the risk. Ah, just barely. There we go. We went through all 3 levels without a death. And on hard mode, too. I might show a very hard mode after this. There we go. Get him. Ugh. I think it was lagging a little bit there. I definitely feel the lag going on. There's too many sprites. Going through the pipe while that barrel's going down, it's like a very good strategy. Nice, okay. Very good. The platform at the end there, before you go into the door, is very easy to deal with in the first 2 levels, but then I don't like the clouds in the, Wow, this is weird. Well, that's worth 5 points jumping on a Koopa Troopa? Wow. Maybe it is worth it. Yeah, in the last level, the clouds suck. Nice. 1 more. And all the barrels down here disappeared, I guess. Oh no! It's stuck out from the side! How did I have any time to prepare for that? Darn, then we have to get the 500 points to get that one up. Alright. Let me look at the comments now. Thank you, 19 viewers. Thank you to everyone who's joining us tonight. Hope you're having an excellent evening and or morning, depending on where you are. Wow. You are talking a lot in the comments. I'm so happy that people are having fun chatting in the comments. Thank you everyone so much for joining. Wish I could look at the, you know, the comments more easily while I was playing. I might have to figure out a setup for this because, yeah, it's just, you know, difficult to look over and get a good understanding of what's being said while also trying not to die in the Game & Watch game. Yeah, it would be so cool to see like a collection of all the Game & Watch Gallery games on the Switch or something like that. Nintendo does just love releasing collections. Unfortunately, it doesn't usually seem to be the more niche things. The most amazing thing I think that probably surprised me recently was when they remade Link's Awakening. That kind of came out of nowhere. I figured that they were kind of done ever acknowledging the Game Boy Zelda games. Would have loved to have seen the other Game Boy games, though, too. Like, I would have loved to have seen a collection with the Oracle games plus Link's Awakening, instead of it just being, like, one game, but... Most underrated game console, Dreamcast and Wii U. I had the 3DS as a kid. Vita's underrated. Starfy collection would be awesome. Hey, Nintendo, if you want someone to translate the Starfy games for you, give me a call. I've learned so much about Starfy just from translating that first game. No. Oh, no. No more extra lives now. But yeah, most underrated console? I don't know. Like, if you're talking about these days or like back when it was new, GameCube I think deserved more love. it's so sad that, you know, it was the loser of that generation. Considering I definitely don't think it deserved to be, but just all the consoles were so strong. Even the Dreamcast was amazing. You know, PlayStation 2 obviously great. Xbox for, you know, the online gaming and stuff. I can understand why people were such a big fan of it. But GameCube still has my favorite games of that generation. And I just think it's such a shame that, you know, it was what kind of pushed Nintendo, I think, to be more, you know, family-oriented these days. Where the GameCube is very much still a console made for people who were gamers at heart. And not just, you know, everybody and their grandma, which there's nothing wrong with, you know, everyone and their grandma playing video games, but sometimes as someone who's, you know, a little bit more advanced gamer-wise than that, I feel the pain of the games not being really, you know, toned towards me, being a little too easy and repetitive. Where in GameCube, like, people are playing the Mario 3D All-Stars right now. And I hear people say, my gosh, Mario Sunshine is so hard. And it's like, yo, that's what Nintendo used to make. They weren't holding back so that the grandma, you know, every grandma could beat it. Like, they weren't afraid to make a nice, difficult game back then. And that's not to say that, like, you know, Nintendo never makes games with any difficulty these days, but you can just feel that their games were not the same on the GameCube. You know, Mario, Paper Mario, and then such, as they are today on their more modern consoles. Where they're definitely more family-oriented. I'm actually surprised that in the 3D All-Stars, they didn't include any kind of, you know, assist mode for people who might be playing Mario Sunshine these days and might need a hand. I mean, I'm happy for that. I think, you know, definitely try your best to beat it yourself. Don't just let the, you know, Luigi beat it for you, or use the white raccoon suit to cheat through the whole level or something like that. I don't approve of that, so, I mean, I'm happy to not see any of those kinds of things, but knowing modern Nintendo, I'm shocked that they didn't add one in. My gosh, okay, yes, nice. We got a star, everybody, that we did not have before. That paratrooper kind of pushed me down. Alright, you get a 1-up at 700 points. Let's see if we can find out. Ooh, that was a close one. You don't want to be too fast, but sometimes if you're too slow, it can, you know, eat you too. And once again, see a ton of awesome comments. I'm so happy everybody's having fun in the chat. Please, feel free to chat about all sorts of fun things. And once again, we're at that score. Something about 666 tonight. Just can't go away. Yes, 700, and there is once again a 1-up. We are at 700 points with no misses. Can we beat the rest of the game with, you know, 300? Yeah, we need 300 more points to get all the stars. Can we do it? Gotta wait till it's there and jump up there. Alright, let's see what we got in the comments. I see it flying by. Wow, lots of fantastic comments. So to start with one of them, did I need a dictionary to help me translate Starfy? And of course, I mean, there's nothing wrong with when you're translating to look up the odd word, or if there's a phrase that maybe you're not familiar with. Of course. I mean, it was mostly just my own knowledge, and you have to know the grammar and stuff. It's not just a matter of knowing the words, but the odd time you'll see a word, or someone will talk in like a dialect. Like I think that I think it's Kyorosuke in the Japanese version. He sometimes, I think, uses more of a Kansai ben, so sometimes I need to reference that a little bit. But yeah, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with when you're translating to use a dictionary the odd time, if there's something you want to clarify. But otherwise, it was definitely the majority my own knowledge. But yes, Milesluigi, the iPhoneification of video games. You know, just everything being about microtransactions these days, and yeah, like, it's definitely not the same gaming market it was before. And yes, if all GameCubes were like the Cube and had DVD players built in, you wonder how that might have changed things. As I mean, it definitely was an interesting selling point, like the PlayStation 2 has a DVD player built in, or the Xbox has great online capability. If the GameCube had had either of those things, you wonder if maybe it would have, taken off a little bit better. But it's a shame that the GameCube kind of became known as, the kiddie console, Nintendo's for kids. Look at the GameCube, despite the fact I think Nintendo GameCube games are far less kiddie than what you find from Nintendo, in their later generations. Okay, come on. That was a silly death. I hate those clouds, I really do. Like, you kind of want to wait for them to flash once, and then, okay, there you go. Alright. Get out of here, Paratroopa, we don't like you. Oh, why is it that when you jump on a Paratroopa, Mario has to do the squats for like 5 minutes? I tried to jump immediately and it just didn't work. Alright, one more. I mean, not till we get like 1,000, but till we can finally get out of this level. Oh no, 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 no! We got another star though. Darn it. Those paratroopers are awful. And then the clouds. Check it out. A new version of Modern Mode Ball has been added. Go play it. Heck yeah. Alright, gift mode. That's something you don't see too often. So, I guess we never had hard mode before in Ball. And that's perfect timing because we're actually just about to move on to Ball as well. So we just finished off Donkey Kong and moving on down to Ball. Wow, I guess I never had the modern mode. Somehow I didn't realize I hadn't unlocked that. Alright, let's look at the comments one more time before we jump into the final game of the evening. Wow, lots of fantastic discussion going on in the chat. Thank you all so much. Like, this has been such a fun stream. So happy so many of you have been, having fun and joining me. So how can it say I've never played the modern version of Ball when I have a high score of 72? Maybe I never played hard? I guess that could be what it's getting at. What does the Y mean there? I mean, there's a Y button on the GameCube controller. I don't understand. Because you see, the Y is only there when I'm at easy mode. Oh, what's it say? Y? Why did it change to M? M. Y. Oh, maybe it's the character, Mario and Yoshi, as I think that in the modern mode. Yeah, you play as someone juggling, so then I think that's already about to hit the ground. Yeah, that's silly. Okay, let's exit. So if I press Y, then you can play as Yoshi. Interesting. Alright, I need to understand how this works. Whoa, you get the drop at once and that's it? Wow, this takes a second to get used to. Whoa. I always think it's gonna land on the left racket and it goes to the right one. Wow, this is weird. Yeah, so you can't drop it once. Okay, I'm starting to get used to it. Those first ones move so fast, but now I'm kind of getting into a groove. My high score is 72, so there are lots of stars to be earned here. But yes, we'll be playing Game & Watch Gallery 3 in the near future. Probably sometime later this week I'll stream it. But yes, after this game, we will be concluding this stream. Thank you all so much for, everyone who has joined and had fun. I love all the epic discussions going on in the chat. You are all awesome. We have talked about some great things tonight. There's so many great things to discuss in regards to video games. But yeah, of course when you're translating, I mean, it only makes sense that you have a dictionary and that, you know, there are lots of nuances and things that you need to know when it comes to it. Yeah, knowing grammar is just so important too. And I mean, that's something that, you know, you kind of just got to get used to. Oh, right, we're catching coins? I'm guessing, you know, if I miss these, it's probably okay. Yeah, I missed one, but... Oh my gosh, when they come out of the pipe, I always forget where they're gonna land. Actually, that's enough of the Yoshi one. Let's try the Mario one now. Yeah, so up changes it. I think there's even like a Wario mode or something like that, so that's cool that you can unlock the different, you know, characters to play as you get more stars. Forgot all about that. I don't think it, like, makes any different, though. I think it's, like, pretty much the exact same regardless. Just different scenery, different character. That's neat. Let's see, I'm gonna read the comments for 1 second. Well, thank you all so much for your comments. Yeah, I knew at one point that you could play as different characters. But I guess I think I just unlocked Yoshi. I guess I never had the other ones unlocked, which is kind of weird. Exactly what date am I doing Game & Watch Gallery 3? I want to say I'm leaning towards Friday evening. But I don't like making promises on stream dates too far ahead because my schedule is so dynamic. You know, and then things go on, then if I'm really not feeling it that day, I don't just want to stream for, like, you know, the heck of it and, you know, have a headache or something like that and not have fun. So that's why I don't like to make, like, concrete streaming dates. But at this time, I'm leaning towards Friday for the Game & Watch Gallery 3 stream. And that one will probably just be exclusively Game & Watch Gallery 3. There's, you know, there's 10 games on that one. We've technically played 10 games tonight, 4 on Game & Watch Gallery 1, and 6 on Game & Watch Gallery 2, so I think that Game & Watch Gallery 3 and 4 each having their own separate streams makes sense. But yes, the original ball as well was kind of like you drop it once and you're out. And yes, I do remember that the classic version of the ball was always great for, you know, racking up stars, for sure. We're definitely going to check that out after this. It's so nice that it's not just like, you know, one... Oh my gosh. Sometimes you think it's going to creep over to the other side and then it doesn't. I like the Yoshi mode more, actually. We haven't done hard ever. I guess we'll try hard. But yeah, it's so nice that you don't just get like 1 point per catch. It's nice that they add up rather quickly. Of course, Ball is the, you know, hilariously enough, the only Game & Watch game that's going to be included along with the Mario 35th Anniversary Game & Watch. It would have made so much sense for them to have the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch game on there. But no, it's just Ball. Of course, the very first Game & Watch game ever released, so it's very iconic, but at the same time, you know, it would have made more sense to have a Mario game on there. Of course, there's a few of them. Mario Cement Factory being another one. Today I reviewed Mario Brothers Game & Watch. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that. Looks like Mario's not really okie dokie in this one, says Z80. Huh. Oh, Alexander, sorry if that doesn't work out in terms of time. That would be Friday evening, though. Because, of course, I believe... Yeah, so, depending on the, you know, exactly what time you work, you might still be able to catch the stream. We'll try this one more time. Yeah, this game's just so unforgiving. I feel like I want to get, like, at least 1 star from it. Yeah, I think that Yoshi looks a little better than Mario does in this mode. I'm gonna laugh at that for a while. Z80, Mario doesn't look so okie dokie. Yeah, this is a great way to rack up points though. As long as you can, you know, have that good perception. on where they're gonna land. Which, I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that fast. It just takes some practice. You can really build up some points pretty quick. Ooh, I see. Gets a little tricky. Oh, and then it's bonus time. Okay, the bonus time is awesome. It's just pretty much like, you don't have to worry about anything. You just get free points. Oh, but no! I'm so bad when they come out of the pipes again. I always think it's going to land somewhere that it's not. Alright, one last try. If this is like the final. And if I don't get any stars this time, doesn't matter. And then we'll do a quick classic look, and then we'll call it a night. So in the chat, it also mentioned that you can unlock Bowser. Like, that's cool. Again, it's just like little effort like that they really didn't have to put in. But it's so neat. And again, this ball is not unlocked from the beginning of Game & Watch Gallery 2. I believe you need 20 stars in order to unlock it. So that's just so cool. And, like, it takes... Oh, again, okay, bonus mode? It's like, where'd they go? All right. Just let me get this. Okay, then I'll start talking again. But yeah, it's a lot like we looked at Mario Deluxe recently, Super Mario Bros. Deluxe. And that has almost the entirety of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels hidden as an unlockable in it. These days, that would be plastered all over the box. 2 games in 1, oh my gosh! Good value, 2 for the price of 1. Meanwhile, back in the day, they would hide secrets, sometimes even like complete games, hidden inside of other games as an unlockable. And they wouldn't brag about it on the box, they'd let you be surprised about it. Okay, so was I supposed to avoid that bomb? Hopefully. And I mean, I just think that's so cool, and it meant so much when you did unlock those back in the day, because you didn't know it was coming. The box wasn't, you know, bragging about it, telling you that you were going to unlock it. It was just so neat, and you'd be able to go to the school, and you'd tell all your friends, whoa, I did this incredible thing and unlocked this super cool thing. And there you go, we got 1 star. That's enough. And that was in hard mode, too. And in classic mode. See, in hard classic mode, you get so many points, and they build up so fast that I was able to get all 5 stars in that. But the last thing of the night, easy classic ball. After I read the comments one more time. Yes, we're definitely going to talk about Game Boy Gallery 1 at some point. If not a stream, then I might make a video about it. We'll see about that. Yeah, so Shane M, it looks like you can, as you get more stars, unlock Yoshi and then Bowser, from what I've heard in the chat here. Thank you so much, everyone, dropping some great information in the chat. This has been so much fun. Yeah, Milesluigi, people couldn't do that these days because it'd be on the internet. I mean, that's it. All the reviewers would get it before it even came out. And Game Explain would have a thing like, top 10 unlockables that aren't on the back of the box that you can unlock in this game. Yeah, so it's just not the same, you know, what is it called? You know, environment out there anymore. Things are just so different. But it's funny, I mean, I have such good memories back in the day of like Ella's Real and things like that. And there was just no internet that you could instantly log on to disprove them. Not that back then the internet would have probably been much better. I'm sure someone probably would have set up a website saying, this is how I unlocked Luigi or something like that. People didn't literally have the entire decompiled Mario 64 code to find out what was real and what wasn't. Yeah, finding legendary Pokemon. Like, there was just so much special about gaming back then that's so different than it is today. So alright everybody, this is Ball. This is the one Game & Watch game that if you get the Mario 35th Anniversary Game & Watch will be included along with it. And, yeah, it's Ball. Unfortunately, you don't rack up points nearly as fast as you do in the hard mode. So, yeah, this is why I've, you know, not gotten more than 279. Not because it's not possible, but because it's pretty slow-paced. The interesting thing about this classic mode is that it shows all of the different cells, even when they're not lit up. Well, that's not true for the balls moving back and forth. But if you'll notice, in the other classic modes, they don't do that. In fact, it wasn't until Game & Watch Gallery 4 when the Game & Watch classic modes actually look a lot more like their traditional Game & Watch counterparts, where you can kind of see each of the cells even when they're not lit up. But on the Game Boy versions of Game & Watch Gallery, that's not the case. Of course, when we get the Game & Watch Gallery 4, I'll point that out again and everyone will see. But yeah, this is Ball. No music, no, like, anything too tricky. It's just Ball. The very first Game & Watch ever released. Can you link Game & Watch Gallery 1 and 2? I think that after you have absolutely everything in Game & Watch Gallery 2, you can link Game & Watch Gallery 1 to it and unlock its games in the museum. I don't think you can play them, but you can like unlock some extra content in the museum with them, which is kind of cool. I like features like that. Kind of like a stop and swap, but with Game & Watch Gallery. Since this game's a little bit slower paced, I'm trying my best to look over at the chat even while I'm playing. This is probably not going to end well, but Mr. Game & Watch juggling would be cool. Yeah. You can see that as like a move or like a victory thing or something. This is also featured in the Game Boy camera, I think, where you can take a picture of someone's face and then make them, the head that's juggling the balls. Kind of creepy, actually. There's a lot of things creepy about the Game Boy camera, actually. Oh, you can link them to Game & Watch Gallery 3 as well. I don't think I knew that. That's cool. Alright, it's starting to go a little faster. This is a little bit too fast for my liking. And you're supposed to do this all the way up to 1,000? Like, wow. There are some games starting with Game & Watch Gallery 3 that you actually don't have to get all the way up to 1,000 to get all the stars. Like Judge is one, and Flagman's another, where I think it's every 5 points you get a star instead of, 200, because the point system in those games is very different. And they're just very different types of games overall. Those will be fun to check out in the next stream, which again, I'm leaning towards Friday for that, but we'll see. And of course, that's Friday Eastern time, Friday evening. And there you go, getting to a multiple of 100, kind of slowed it back down a bit. Yeah, there's actually some Game & Watch games on the 3DS eShop, which I did not know about until I started my Game & Watch series and some people pointed it out. That's pretty interesting. Like, I don't know when Nintendo released those. Was there even like an announcement, or did they just show up on there one day and you somehow had to find them? I honestly don't really go to the eShop unless there's something I know I want to download. I don't just kind of like, browse the library for fun. Maybe I should do that more. Is there anything actually being added to the 3DS eShop anymore? I don't even think there is. Or is there like maybe, some like low budget third party stuff maybe still being added on there? It'll be interesting to see when Nintendo starts thinking of taking down the eShop on the Wii U and on the 3DS. They don't seem to like keeping things up too long. That will be a sad day for sure. Especially the Wii U. Like, the Wii U eShop is actually a great way to play some Game Boy Advance games and some, there's some DS games you can play on the Wii U. I would have personally loved an adapter like the Game Boy Player, which just let you play DS games on the Wii U. Hopefully somebody will, hack one of those together someday. Like a homebrew one. Because the Wii U would just be perfect for being able to play your DS games on a TV. But yeah, I think that there's definitely some things on the 3DS and Wii U eShops that will be really sad when they disappear. Alright, this is fast. Ugh. And again, one miss and you're done, so... That one went really high. Wow, the speed is just like, whoa. If I don't lose before I get to 200, I'll pause and I'll give the chat a read. I think I already have the star for 200 though, so it's not going to help. We need to get to 400 before any of this actually matters. Alright. Yeah, Game & Watch Gallery 123, Yeast Bunny being on the eShop. If you want to, definitely a great way to check them out. I don't know if you can cheat with them. They probably have save states. It's funny that there's no save states in the Pokemon games on the eShop, which hilariously also costs like, 3 times the price of normal Game Boy games on the eShop because you got a cash grab with the Pokemans. But yeah, so that's kind of funny. How do I feel about 3DS? Alright, let me get my groove back here. How do I feel about 3DS being discontinued? I mean, it had to happen eventually. It came out in 2011, so having a 9-year run is pretty darn good. The problem is, though, with Nintendo really only having like one console right now, is you used to be able to look to the portable console for not having like, the AAA works, but they could still find some really great games on the portable consoles that didn't have to be worked on by Nintendo's, AAA devs. You could get the Wario Land games on your handhelds. You could get Game & Watch Gallery games on your handhelds. You could get, all sorts of great games on the handheld that would fill in the gap between when you got the really massive AAA works on Nintendo's home consoles. But now, with Nintendo only having the Switch, there's just such massive gaps in between anything, it feels. Without there being kind of, the side stuff on the portable console to tide you over. I don't know if that makes any sense. But just like, will Nintendo ever make a Wario Land game on the Switch? Amazingly, there was a Wario Land game on the Wii, and it's actually my favorite Wii game. So I would love to see more Wario Land and, just different things like that. But I just fear that Nintendo, they're not gonna release as much cool stuff because they don't have the 3DS to kind of put it on. Everything has to go focus on the Switch, and they're only going to release like AAA things on the Switch. When sometimes AA is just good enough for me. Doesn't always have to be AAA. Yeah, I don't know if that spiel made any sense. I feel like if I wasn't in the middle of a game of ball, I might be able to articulate it a little bit better, but hopefully people understand what I'm trying to say. Like, in a way, Link's Awakening remake was kind of like that. Again, that's just a game that still to this day kind of came out of left field for me. I'm shocked they remade it. It's unfortunate I didn't really like the remake, as I feel like there was a lot of things they could have done with it that they didn't. And the art style was okay, but I felt that the music was a bit of a downgrade. Whoa, it's starting to play tricks with my eyes. I don't know if it's just me, or if it's all of you as well, but there's like a tail behind it now, and oh my gosh, is that hurting my eyes. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I'm just tripping out trying to look at this. Like, which one? No. Like, oh, my eyes. And you're supposed to get to 1,000 with that? Well, that's one way to get you to lose, I guess. You know, make you go cross-eyed. Wow. Whoa. Wario Land collection for Switch. Yes, please. Yeah, Metroid Prime. Where's Metroid Prime 4? Like, wow. What a disaster that is. Yeah, well, I'm happy I'm not the only one who saw it. I thought maybe I was starting to lose it. Yeah, that tail was awful on the eyes. And that was only 300 points. Imagine trying to get 700 more to get all the stars. I don't know if that's even possible. Did we unlock any other museum games? I mean, I think it tells you when you do, so... Yeah, literally we unlocked Greenhouse and that's it. All that work and we unlocked almost nothing. I think we did get like 11 stars tonight though, so that was some cool progress. And in the next stream, all about Game & Watch Gallery 3, which my copy deleted itself, unfortunately. I've always had awful luck with my Game Boy games deleting. So my childhood Game & Watch Gallery game, which I had all the games unlocked on, is now back to square one. So it's going to be a really fun stream trying to unlock everything again. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully we can unlock all the games and have a look at them. Yeast Bunny, Wario Land, Virtual Boy Wario Land was going to get a 3DS remake that was cancelled. Is that true? I have never heard that. I have heard many times that people say that it should have been released on Virtual Console, as it would have made perfect sense for Virtual Boy games to be Virtual Console on the 3DS. I never heard about it being remade though, and actually being cancelled. But Virtual Boy Wario Land is actually the whole reason I bought a Virtual Boy back in the day. And it was really one of the first times I really went out of my way to collect video games. Where, you know, I got my Virtual Boy because I wanted to play Virtual Boy Wario Land, and the Virtual Boy that I bought off eBay back in the day for a good price because not everybody was retro collecting back in 2006. You know, it came with 6 games, and that's almost half the Virtual Boy library right there. So I went out of my way to collect the rest of it because it's only 14 games. And yeah, I was like really dipping my toes into hardcore video game collecting at that point. So the Virtual Boy got me into video game collecting. It's kind of a funny thing to say. Yes, the Virtual Boy Wario Land, I love that it plays more like the original Wario Land. It's so funny how there are 6 Wario Land games, and they can all be kind of broken up into groups of 2, where you have Wario Land 1 and Virtual Boy Wario Land, which play more like Mario, where you have item blocks with power-ups inside, and you know, it's much more traditional Mario style. That is, you know, the original Wario Land was called Super Mario Land 3, Wario Land. Then you get Wario Land 2 and 3, where Wario goes invincible, with the exception of very rare occasions. And it's more about puzzle solving and exploration and, you know, collecting coins and such. And they're still fantastic games. Like, regardless of which, set of 2 you look at, the Wario Land games are fantastic. But that's kind of what Wario Land 3 was like. And then Wario Land 4 and Wario Land Shake It add in a heart system, while also being, you know, it's kind of a mix of the 2 systems, where now Wario can die, but it also plays more like Wario Land 2 and 3 does, where, you know, it's about collecting money and, you know, finding the treasures and stuff. But regardless of which Wario Land game you decide to pick up, they are all fantastic. Yeah, whichever one you decide to pick up first, they're just all so great. It must have been weird playing Wario Land 4 and then going back and playing a previous one. But if you ever get the chance to play Wario Land Shake It, even though it's the most recent one and it was on the Switch, you can actually buy it on the Wii U eShop. Absolutely fantastic game. I would love to see a collection, or if not a collection, then even like a whole new Wario Land game someday. Please, Nintendo, please. I like Wario Land even more than I like the new Super Mario Bros. Series. And, you know, they make those all day long. Co-op Let's Play? Is there a Wario Land game that you can play co-op? Is that like a hack out there I haven't heard about? Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining this Game & Watch Gallery 1 and 2 stream. We checked out all 10 games featured on, both of those combined. I'm so happy that everybody had so much fun chatting in the chat, and, everyone seemed to have so much fun. That really means a lot, and thank you so much for spending your evening here. Next up, we will be streaming Game & Watch Gallery 3. Hopefully all 10 games on that. Again, my file erased, so we'll see how much of that we can unlock next time. It should be a lot of fun. Trying to get all those games unlocked, maybe even the extra fire as well. So that will be a great stream, and I'm aiming for Friday to do that one. Friday evening, Game & Watch Gallery 3 is the goal right now, but always keep an eye out on my Twitter account where I send updates on when I might stream and stuff like that. The Virtual Boy Wario Land game is good, minus the red color. I mean, if you played it on an emulator, I think that on an emulator it shows up gray. But even if it was on an emulator and it was red, I don't think that the red hurts it at all. It's just that people don't like looking into this, lens that's literally reflecting red light into their eyes. Probably not so great for your vision, but darn it, it's a great game, so I endured it. This channel has a Twitter. I do have some social media, which you'll find linked to from my main channel page, or if you go to my website down in the description, I also link to my social media pages from there. Thank you, Alexander. So happy that you all had fun, and I hope you'll all join me next time when we play Game & Watch Gallery 3. Of course, every day still for 16 more days, you can expect to see an actual Game & Watch handheld review on my channel. Hope you've all been enjoying those, and hope to see you next time for the next stream. So with that, yeah, I mean, it definitely hurt people's eyes, the Virtual Boy, no doubt. I can understand that being, not why it sold. Also, people just wanted the Nintendo 64, and there was other things on the horizon as well that, it was such an interesting project. It's so sad that was the last thing that Gunpei Yokoi really did. For Nintendo anyway, he then went and made the Wonder Swan, which I have unboxed and reviewed, but those videos are out there if you want to see them. Change my Game & Watch Gallery 3 battery. I made a video about, how long will batteries last? This is my original Game & Watch Gallery 2 battery. I don't think it has anything to do with the battery. I think just Game Boy games are just very finicky. And that, the littlest glitch, or littlest, not handling them nicely, will just send your save data into the stratosphere. I don't think it's a battery problem, but thank you for the suggestion. The reason that Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold batteries and Crystal are such an issue is because of the clock. The ever-running clock just eats the battery away. And I've made a video about this too. Look through my channel for When Will Retro Game Batteries Die? We have a bit of a discussion about that. Alright, so with that, thank you all so much. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you next time for the Game & Watch Gallery 3 stream. So thanks, and hope you have an excellent day and or evening.